Yo. Oh! They did it like that.
I've
Good
never
one.
seen that.
What's going on, boys? This is Grim Reaper with the next round of the Tournament of Power. After a long, hard, grueling, no holds bar, free for all in the group stages, the victors are now lined up. As you guys saw in the previous video, the main matchup for this week is going to be the Darkshine and Phoenix Man confrontation in round 1. Besides that, though, we will be addressing other matchups along the way in this video, and this will conclude the entirety of round 1 for the Tournament of Power. We're proceeding in this method, or we will be proceeding in this method from now on until we get to the championship matchups. So make sure that you drop your votes. I'm going to do some poll questions as well, asking your overall opinions on the actual matchups or the matchup of the week. It may have been too late to do that now, but I'll hop on that ball. So before we begin, remember to subscribe. Discord links in the description if you want to talk about these matchups after or in the comment section. As usual, this is a Discord open session. So we got the boys here. What's going on, boys?
What's up?
Not much.
What's up?
So let's get it started then. So I guess we'll do a total of like 3 matchups. One of them is Darkshine versus Phoenix Man. You guys choose the other 2.
I really don't want to do versus Garou.
Big God vs. Showerhead.
It's a blockbuster.
Battle for the ages. Feather versus Super S. That's interesting.
No, it's not.
Even after Water and Watchdog.
How about? I mean, I'm thinking Ion versus Royal Ripper would be a good one.
When we have Garou versus Sky King, which Garou are we talking?
It's current for all of them.
Current, okay.
Besides the Phoenix Man and Child Emperor, that's non-canon.
Stop. Alright, so I think we can prime Neon versus Royal Ripper.
Okay.
One more.
Sonic.
Sonic.
You want
Sonic?
it? Chose.
Yeah.
Sonic versus Chose?
Yeah.
That's matchups I saw.
Oh. Okay. Sonic versus Chose? Oh.
I'm not gonna spoil.
You sure you don't want to like? Because Yana and Royal Ripper is probably a good one. Let's pick a booty one that we could do quick fast, so that way like, the next round still has some like heavy fire to go into.
Oh, okay, so Bug-Eyed versus Melzigard. No, I'm kidding.
Rover versus King.
All right, a booty one. Let's do
Ugetsu versus Giant Crow.
yeah, that one.
Or King versus Face Reaper.
How about?
Homeless Emperor versus G5.
I like it.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So should we start with Homeless Emperor versus G5, or should we go to Yana and Royal Ripper?
I think we should start with Homeless Emperor versus G5 because that's less competitive.
All right. There's a total of 4 of us here right now, right? Or 5?
There's 5.
5, yeah.
All right. So how many of you guys want to read or skim through the their fights real fast, or should we just go through what we know about the fights?
I mean, if anyone doesn't really remember the fights, then
Not much happened with either characters so far, so
Well, we did just get a I guess we just start with the talking, and then you talk to the chapters you needed.
yeah, that's right. We did just get some more stuff for G5.
Yeah. Did you read it or
More like-
did you skip it?
I did read it.
Okay. So he did pull out. In we're gonna be as unbiased as possible here for this one. So it's still, I'm not sure. Like, I personally believe that Atomic Samurai got like buffed because he didn't have to use, or not buffed, like it took away him using the Atomic Slash, it seems. So I guess he used less effort to do what he did to him. But at the same time, G5 actually used an Atomic Slash technique. So that's clearly has to be an upgrade for him. Because in the previous iteration, we didn't get a named attack like that. In
Yeah.
in either
It does
instant-
seem like... Oh, sorry, you go.
All right. In either instance, I don't think he would have harmed or like even seriously like challenged Atomic Samurai. So the result of it doesn't really matter. But I do think that him accomplishing the technique is a reason to hype him up.
Yeah, it did seem that G5 was putting in more effort, and Atomic Samurai was either putting in the exact same or maybe even less than before. So I would agree that this does put a bit more hype on Atomic.
But are you saying that it downplays G5 or does it?
No, I just think it really shows the gap between them. I don't think it downplays G5. G5's a beast. I just think the gap between him and Atomic is so massive that it doesn't matter how much effort G5 puts in, Atomic's just going to beast him anyway.
I agree.
I think G5. No, I don't think anything really changed in terms of like him being more or less powerful. Because we know if he just did that before, it would have done the same thing. He just, in the older version, he was messing around with G5, just testing him the whole time. So it's not like G5 was stronger before, like he was actually pressing Atomic. Like that's no.
No, but I think like he actually had, by him getting it, because I agree with what Phoenix said, right? Or Goose said that this clearly shows a difference between them. But I think there was always a big difference between them. I'm just saying that like by G5 gaining an Atomic Slash, that like he's narrowing that difference, not to anywhere near close or anything significant, but like it's now, the difference is now smaller regardless, whether it's 0.5 or whether it's 0.1, it's still smaller. So I'm thinking like, go ahead.
It could just be that the difference is the same. It's just that with the current redraws, it's a bit more clear. Rather, yeah, if you get what I mean.
So you don't think in the previous iteration that like him matching Atomic Samurai the entire time and Atomic Samurai playing with him, like talking to him, and that wasn't like a little bit hype-ish? Because he was matching it, like never before had we seen an individual like match Atomic Samurai sword to sword. It hasn't happened. Not Hanagiri, he managed to kill him in an instant. Nobody else really had sword play with Atomic, and Melzigard was like using other kind of attacks. So like it wasn't impressive that he was matching Atomic Samurai like blade for blade for a good minute until like he himself had to be like, all right, I'm gonna use my full power, and Atomic Samurai was like, all right, relax, and then ended it. That doesn't seem like, I'm just trying to figure out like if he did get like debuffed or if he did get buffed, because getting a named attack to me seems like a buff, but what he did in the previous iteration was also pretty impressive.
Well, we did see what's his name, Sword Devil Executioner, how he guarded against one of his casual attacks, and then G5 copied that, so he would also pretty much be able to replicate anything that Devil Executioner can do, but better. So he'd still be able to compete with like a casual Atomic, but Atomic just obviously didn't let him, you know?
I don't think anyone has been debuffed at all, so I'll get that one out of the way. Not in the slightest.
Anyone.
Okay. So the Atomic Slash, the double Atomic Slash, or two sword style atomic slash. Is that blocking or cutting one of Homos's orbs?
I definitely don't think so.
I think
Because it
Homeless's orbs would probably destroy G5 blades.
Yeah, they haven't been shown to be like any potent at all. They've never really cut anything. Like you just take whatever G4 did and then just say it's as strong as that.
Where they cut Chad Emperor's electromagnetic little like cage thingy he put on the ground.
I mean, those don't really have durability.
Yeah.
Especially since that was an attack that was just meant to restrain him, not like damage him like physically.
Huh. It's a big point to question G5's strength like that. Like,
it would definitely be above whatever G4 is shown, just we don't know to what extent, so you just have to say it's like equal.
would you consider Homeless Emperor like one of the fastest attackers?
I think based off the Psycho statement, he would have to be at least somewhat fast, like to be able to. Like
We
she's
saw
directly
he could counteract a bullet mid-flight from pretty much point-blank range
Yeah, like it's crazy.
from a handgun.
Yeah.
Ian kind of did that, but what?
My boy.
Didn't he react to the surprise gun in the chest as well?
Repeat
He
that.
reacted to that.
In the gun inside his chest, he reacted to that, didn't he?
Yeah.
What I remember
Yeah.
is that he was looking at it actually, not that he like just reacted to it. Like he looked at the bullet.
Yeah, he was staring at the zombie man the entire time. The bullet fired, and then he had enough time to swing his like arm. You know that motion. The panel shows him kind of like making a motion with his arm to point his orb where it needs to go.
Really?
I believe so.
Let me click this link real fast to see it. Because all I remember was seeing that iconic panel of Homeless staring at the bullet, and then the orb moving or some shit.
Yeah, Homeless is definitely really precise because he can like change the size of his orbs to make it to where he doesn't take damage from them and stuff, which is pretty, useful.
Where'd you get that from?
When he countered the bullet, he used like a small orb, and then it exploded, but it didn't do damage to to Homeless Emperor.
Try and find the zombie man chapter now.
It's 100, right? Oh no, it's
It's 112.
Yeah, it was a little bit after Phoenix.
It was right after Atomic got bodied.
I don't think that happened, sir.
Oh, maybe you should reread.
That's Pure Blood. It's after that.
Okay, yeah. I guess I pictured it wrong or something. He wasn't. I mean, he's kind of looking at the bullet. Yeah, he is. The orb is moving, but no, I don't think he made a hand motion.
I swear. Hold on, let me just find it.
He did a hand motion like a finger gun thing, but that wasn't the same. That wasn't the same thing. That was a different moment.
Yeah, that's when he blew his head off. He just kept pointing.
Yeah,
at
and
it.
his hands too.
Yeah.
Damn, man. So not only the orbs, but he can shoot from his hands too. Yeah, straight up. Damn, and yeah, he can increase the size of them, and they're like beams too. They can like, shit, bro. He can make the orbs fly around and maintain their shape, while also like releasing beams.
Yeah, Homeless is a beast, bro.
All right, so how does this fight go?
I'm thinking if we assume that G5 has like atomics techniques at least, just to give him something, he would probably run in and try to do an atomic slash, and just get completely bodied by like a barrage of orbs. Probably be dead after that.
I agree.
it would at least reveal his core, and then at that point, he's got the lasers, but Homeless has been shown to be really precise and be able to react pretty quickly. So I don't think that's going to do anything to him.
Wow, that is the second scale of the fight.
We did see that a kind of not very high effort atomic slash couldn't insta kill G5, and so would you say that the attack power of Homeless's orbs will be enough to achieve a similar effect to the atomic slash that Atomic Samurai did to destroy the outer shell of G5?
Well, we know Atomic was very suppressed when he did that Atomic Slash, based off him saying that the support team could handle him afterwards, which pretty much puts it below like Rhino Wrestler. So there's no way he was trying at all when he was doing that.
Yeah, very casual atomic slash. I'd say, yeah, that's reasonable. I'd say Homeless could probably do that, yeah, in that case.
Do you guys believe that Homeless Emperor destruction ability is the same as Vaccine Man?
I mean, there's like a statement, but I don't think
Vaccine Man.
really that.
I mean, we do get a bunch of zoomed out panels, I believe, of Vaccine Man's explosions that seem to be much larger.
Well, we
From what I
have this
remember.
psycho statement that like he's like directly comparing Black Sperm and Homeless to like Orochi, so they would his attacking power would have to be really high just to even mention him.
What? But that's
Well,
not here.
well,
We're seeing his explosions. Like, I'm not saying these are small. These are definitely big, and I do think they could like blow them up. But like, I'm not just gonna use some hypothetical pairing of Garou who like has been thrashed and proven wrong several times now. Like,
Well, what I was asking, do you believe Homeless Emperor can replicate the same destruction that Vaccine can do?
I think Vaccine Man's orbs have definitely shown, like, each individual orb has a higher destructive potential than Homeless Emperor, in my opinion.
I agree 100%. Every single one was encompassing a city block or more.
Okay.
But these are different. This is a barrage of very destructive ones. It's like a machine gun of like.
It's like a machine gun versus a sniper rifle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the way I was picturing is we get that first barrage, where Homeless Emperor builds up those balls. You know, one of them is larger than the other ones, and then just let off beams and just go straight through G5. He won't be able to get around it, and then he may lose his core. Whether he decides to dodge, whatever it is, like I think he'll lose his outer shell quickly.
Are we assuming they are in, like, what's the arena like? Is it open?
It's where Homeless fought Zombie. It's kind of the same.
So it's an enclosed space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think G5 is going to be doing anything in the way of dodging. There's probably not enough space. Homeless Emperor can definitely cover enough ground to prevent that.
I mean, Black Sperm managed to dodge Atomic's air slash.
That was one slash, though, and it was not covering very much area. Like, Homeless Emperor has lots of small orbs that can come in from different directions, blow up a larger area.
Are you picturing the flashy flash hallway, or like what? How small are you picturing? Like,
fuck, hold on. No, it's not like the hallway flashy for Hellfire and Galen. It's definitely bigger than that. But I'm just saying, I think Homeless Emperor can cover enough ground with his orbs to stop G5 from dodging.
I agree. I feel like Homeless Emperor can just shield himself with a whole bunch of orbs throughout the entire battle, and just keep his distance, keep spanning them.
Yep.
I think if G5 tries to block, it's just going to blow his sword away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
G5 taking damage regardless what he does.
all right, but the inner cores, we have to assume that it has lasers as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty tough according to Atomic.
I think the core form, if it has similar abilities to the core of G4, but we can presume maybe slightly stronger, but we don't really have evidence for that. So let's just say it's very similar to G4. We know it's tougher than the outer shell. Would probably fare better than actual Samurai G5, to be honest.
Most likely. And his lasers are pretty quick last time.
Mm-hmm.
Genos was able to dodge them though.
Yeah, that's the point. Though, would you say that Genos being able to dodge, would you say he is quicker in terms of movement speed than Homeless Emperor?
Compared to Homeless Emperor's attack speed?
Yes.
No.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think so either.
But at the same time, like when you made that comparison earlier, it really like brought some perspective to it. Like it's his bullet speed to an extent, right? That's like the quickest we're talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So can Genos not dodge bullets?
I'd say so. From a
I'd say
handgun,
yes.
definitely.
Obviously not all bullets are fired at the same speed, but it's not incomprehensibly different.
Yeah.
So would it be crazy to say that like G4 or G5's lasers aren't that fast if like Genos can dodge it, or like
I'd just say that Genos is probably way faster than a handgun bullet. I'd say that would be no effort for him. And if we're assuming that was pre G4 Genos, obviously, because he's fighting G4. Was that before, or that was before he fought Sonic, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
So
let me go back to the chapter because I think he ended up a little bit injured, didn't he?
he was definitely bust up after that.
Yeah, he was bust up.
Yeah, that was some of the most damage he's taken so far.
But I remember the anime did a horrible job of it. Remember in the previews and the trailers, we saw Genos jumping in the air or whatever. It was like it looked so trash. That was against those G5 lasers. Was it chapter 37, 36? No.
Are you trying to say because the anime made it look like trash? It's not...
No. Coincidentally,
No, it's just that's pre G4 Genos dodging lasers that we're assuming G5 has.
And he should have.
Well, he does have. It's shown that he has them twice.
So I'd say, yeah, Homeless can probably react to those.
So, okay, but what does that mean? Like, if Genos can react to G4's lasers, like, how does that compare to like to G5 and Homeless? Like, Homeless obviously reacted faster than the G4 did. So, like, are we assuming that Homeless can just react faster than G5 too?
Yeah.
Logically.
He hasn't shown us any really like quick movement speeds. However, his reflexes are definitely at that level of speed.
Well, he's shown to be able to cancel out attacks with his orbs, so he doesn't really need movement speed as long as he can move his orbs that fast.
Yeah,
I agree.
Then it's a matter of volume. If Homeless can match the volume of G5's lasers or exceed it, then he can just overpower G5.
Well, I mean, being a dragon level cadre, it would definitely be more potent than someone who's like still a demon.
Yeah, I'd say
especially when he's
following
all about
that logic. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Even some of the lasers are actually like no. He's blocking some of the lasers and dodging some barely. No, he's dodging them though. like by wisps and shit. Like, I'll post panels here below. So his lasers aren't even that destructive, that crazily destructive at least, but they're numerous. Did he swipe some away? Oh no, he threw something at it. What the heck? Oh no, I see.
Didn't he throw a fire extinguisher? Oh no, that was none of the lasers. That was to diffuse them, I think, wasn't it? So he could get up to G4.
Yeah, like a smoke screen.
I'll play the same character in different movies.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm gonna give this one to Homeless, definitely.
Well, for sure, but the question is, like, since the core comes out, how difficult is it to beat the core? Because now, not only did you now fight the exterior armor, which you can say was easier or no diff, fine, but like, was it also a no diff to beat the core? Like, is it a 3-2, 3-1, 3-0?
Weren't we just comparing Homeless to G5's core? Or to G4's core, which is basically G5's core, because we don't know how much stronger it is.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to say that G5's core is any like certain level more powerful than G4's without like using head cannon, pretty much, because all we know is that it's stronger. We don't know how much. So the only thing you could say is that it's equal, but just above technically, unquantifiably. So it would be the same thing as if Homeless fought G4's core, and that's all. And considering Genos is actually able to defeat G4's core, Homeless's like attack potency is way higher than that Genos. So there's no way he wouldn't be able to do it too.
So, give your scores.
Homeless 3-0.
I'm saying 3-0.
Yeah, same.
I think I'm gonna go same. Yeah, Homeless takes this pretty easily.
Let's see what the chat says. What the heck, bro? These Donald Trump commercials, man. All right.
Politics stream. Here we go, lads.
Could you drop the vote now in the chat, Sigmox?
In the YouTube chat?
Yeah.
Alright, I need you to give me YouTube power.
Oh, you don't have YouTube powers?
No.
Yeah.
Unlimited power.
Alright, comment and then I'll give you YouTube powers.
My bad.
I put a comment.
We all posting our votes in there?
No. You just tell me your votes. You guys already said it. We kind of hear.
Alright, right, fine.
Yeah, we'll do it like that. We'll count them exactly. So there's 5 of us here, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 and 3 is 15. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is 3 and 6? 18? What's 15 plus 18? Was that like 20 or 33? Was it 33 or something like that?
Yep.
Okay. 33-0. Alright. And then just type in vote closed. And then just do that for every single vote. Alright. So it looks like Homeless Emperor came out on top. let's go on to a much tighter matchup. Neon versus Royal Ripper. I think we've had conversations about this matchup before. Different speculations, at least Discord arguments. So let's go through the chapters together.
All right.
So we'll be going through Garou versus Royal Ripper's fight. If somebody can pull up the chapter number for that and then drop the link for that chapter. And then which Neon fight should we utilize? Or non-fight?
Probably versus Melzigard.
Melzigard?
That's his best fight.
I mean, there's
Well,
some pretty good presentations now, right?
Huh?
Pretty good presentation now, though, right?
I don't mean not as good. At least, I mean, his fights now have mostly been with other people, so, or with other people helping him.
Are you questioning the speed of Devil Longhair's hairs?
Me? No, they're big fast. All right, this is Garou versus Royal Ripper.
All right, so let's go through that together first.
So this is post Genos Garou, who's recovered from his injuries.
Yep.
Make any comment or anything that you notice or anything that you think is valuable as you go through it. That's the point.
He is capable of reacting to Royal Ripper's stab at Tario's face. Though the blade is already at point blank, it's inches away from Tario's face, and Garou is able to do a 90-degree turn and stop it on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say Royal Ripper definitely not as fast as this version of Garou.
Well, for sure.
He's kind of a tank though, because he took his kick directly, and then like
It's
what the fuck, dislocated or discombobulated? How do you say it? What is the appropriate word to describe that? Like,
I have no idea.
rearranged like.
It's happened to somebody in real life, so.
I mean, Royal Ripper's a fucking monster, so his limbs are probably capable of all sorts of shit.
He definitely has some sort of level of regeneration if he can like twist his like limbs up like that and heal them, basically.
Try not to say the F word. That's a prime way to get demonetized.
I find it interesting that Garou grabbed one of Royal Ripper's arms, but then he could kick him faster than Royal Ripper could just, react with his other arm.
He got surprised actually at an exclamation mark.
Remember, we need to keep this about Royal Ripper. This isn't Garou.
Well, I mean, you're comparing him to Garou, so
Yeah, but
to tell
this
how
is
strong he is.
Royal Ripper versus the Irons, so.
Mm-hmm. If we don't talk about Garou, then we don't even know how strong Royal Ripper is, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Royal Ripper definitely, he takes that first attack like pretty well. I mean, he takes a couple seconds to get back up, but he's fine.
And he let off a pretty good flurry up against Garou. Like Garou even he didn't have to use the water stream, but he thought about using the water stream to he started using the water stream and started deflecting him. And then he redirected my boy redirected them shit to that bug guy.
But God's still tanker though, because he's the strongest demon, but
Stop it. Alright, so he's got a flurry of attacks, a nice flurry there. That's probably gonna be
he jumped pretty high in that panel.
wait,
Oh shit.
when did he jump pretty high?
with Bug God to catch up to Garou in the. So he has like some sort of I don't know what the word is. Agility, I guess. But I think it's pretty important to mention how Royal Ripper was able to basically, even though Garou was off guard, he still pretty much like brought him to the brink of death, which is definitely showing of his like attack potency that other characters haven't shown, like Tank Top Master, Genos, all that. You can say like, oh, he was off guard, but that just means that it just wouldn't be fast enough to do it normally. He still has that attack power.
No, I completely disagree. Like that was even the first, like the sequence like clearly shows that like it's because he was caught off guard. Like solely because he was caught off guard and he was able to do that much damage to him. And I'm not saying that like Garou hasn't been hit hard and he shouldn't be able to come back. Sure, we can say he should have like flipped after the Bug God punch, but no, like there's no reason why he shouldn't have like done a water stream there to deflect all those flurries because he couldn't. Like he got caught off guard.
Well, the water stream wouldn't be showing his durability.
What are we
Him being-
comparing Garou's durability to?
Durability, like so low to the point where like it's not going to be much lower at all.
I'm saying reaction. Like if he would have normally, if he would have been competent or doing what he could have, he would have used a water stream to deflect those. Like we've seen him on his back or on his back foot all the time, but he didn't there. To me, that's clearly showing that like this wasn't just like some simply like a surprise. Like no, he got pivotally caught off guard, and that hit from Bug God like took him out, took the air out of him or whatever, and then Royal Ripper took advantage of it. Like if Royal Ripper did not take advantage of it as how he did, then
he's still able to start Garou back even without that. And then I posted another panel. Even after Garou evolves from that, Royal Ripper still can stab Garou through the chest, like as he's getting killed. But I mean, still, he still has that much power.
Things with blades tend to have a lot of AP anyway.
Yeah, I think we're talking about. I don't want to take away from the Shearing Force because that matters too. Like to be able to, people are tough, but it's not like he's cutting or piercing through Bug God. It's Royal Ripper. There's nothing crazily durable, or no, excuse me. It's nothing like. Maybe I should point out like even Bug God when he stopped him. Like I have a pin right here where Royal Ripper's just going ham on Garou, and then Bug God catches his blade and stops him, whatever. Like he went ham like that, and it still wasn't enough to kill Garou. Like we saw how Garou got up. Like he was just in a pile of his own blood. He stopped bleeding. Like it wasn't like he got up. Like I get that literally this moment stops him, and this moment is why he survived, technically, because he could have killed him. But like,
what are we comparing Garou's durability to?
What?
Because we know that Royal Ripper's AP enough to quite easily cut through Garou, but not really enough to hurt Bug God. So what are we comparing Garou's durability to here?
This is after the confrontation with Genos banging bombs. So he's taking some punishment to show that he could keep going. He's had his courageous moments. I think his durability is pretty high right now.
Yeah. It's at least low dragon.
Obviously, that goes against what I was arguing. I don't think Royal Ripper has crazy strength in his slashes, but once again, cutting and punching are two different things.
He definitely have to have, like those slashes are definitely potent. Like I talked about this earlier. The panel even after Garou evolves again and comes back to kill Royal Ripper, he gets stabbed in the chest by his blade.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more damage than the Iron was ever able to do.
To who?
To anyone?
Oh, okay.
I mean, Ian broke the barrier. Like,
Yeah, stop it.
down. Like,
Yeah,
like a
that
dragon.
was... That's...
So Ian multi-continental, really? Alright.
Don't take it away from him. He did it.
Yeah, that was more just because the
I mean,
barriers
he did do
stop
it.
force coming in from the outside rather than force coming from the inside outwards.
Mm-hmm. All right, well then, I think when the champion, his attack speed, like the flurry that he was letting off from Garou, that was impressive to a degree. Garou did have to like sidestep and maneuver and deflect them. So now let's, oh, Serbian's here.
Yep.
So, bro,
So
let me
I'm
turn
leaving right away.
this nigga.
The hell?
All right. Does anybody have the chapter for Yan Yan?
It's 32. Is it? I think I don't know.
Looks like it is. All right, so
Yeah, it is 30.
Wow, seeing Iron with the helmet, I'm not used to it.
my boy.
I used to think he looked cooler with the helmet, but I definitely don't think so.
Yeah, fuck the helmet.
So Iron is straight up able to slice Melzagard's like the top half of his heads clean off.
When did this happen? The top half of his head?
We see when Melzagard goes to crush Iron, Iron is able to move out of the way completely so he doesn't get hurt and is then able to slash Melzagard's head off pretty much.
Oh, okay, I see what you're. Mm-hmm.
Not that Melzagard has amazing durability anyway, but that's still pretty impressive for Iron.
Definitely.
Then he let off another attack set on him before Melzagard was able to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Then another one came. He dodged it but lost an arm. So that's not really dodging it. He lost.
He
an arm.
didn't. Yeah, definitely didn't dodge it.
He tanked it.
This is the part that's because he does start to breathe a little bit harder, and he does start to immediately doubt himself. But I don't usually talk about like their state or mental state in the fights, but to a degree it can matter. Like if a character like is known for that in particular, then we obviously have to account for that. I don't know how Yan Yan would fare. No, well, obviously, if he lost another arm, he'd lose. But like, what I'm saying is that by him keeping his head to an extent and telling his master and all the old guys like what to do and how to, how to fight this guy, I think that he can keep somewhat of a level head if he takes some serious injuries. Most of the time, that's not something that we like see because it's a manga, so like usually characters that are about to die go full power and then they get knocked out. But the other occasion would be like they don't go full power and they stay in it. So I think Yan Yan does have that capability. Like if he does take a critical hit from Royal Ripper, I think he'll be able to like keep fighting. But
Yeah, as a hero, he's great. Like, I don't think he would give up no matter what. I mean, he alone definitely couldn't win against him, but like, I mean, he kind of did that, right? Like, even though he was like scared and everything, like he told Atomic to like, oh, you can't beat him with just the slashes. So like, I mean, Atomic kind of proved him wrong later on with the FAS, but like, he still had a point. Looks like he still wanted to figure out something out, like even though he lost an arm. Well, that's a big stress. Like how would other people react? You just lose an arm, like down.
yeah, and mine would.
Tell him twice. Yeah.
So then let me ask this next question then. Do you think Melzigard stepped up the speed of his attacks compared to when he fought the heroes versus Eon Eon? Or like, do you think that first motion that he did towards Eon Eon was very fast?
Yes.
He had to have stepped it up for when he blew his arm off, because before Eon was able to dodge it, and then for that one he wasn't able to.
Yeah, I believe that was his first initial attack was somewhat casually. When he went up against the Class S, when he went switched to offense, that's when he began more serious.
You don't think that like it was just a difference in weapons because he used a mallet and we know how big Melzigard is. Like Melzigard even towers over Atomic, every single one of them. So like, you don't think that's because it was a bigger weapon that Eon Eon narrowly dodging it, kind of like he did before, just couldn't get out of the way. Like if you're walking in the street and a car is about to hit you and you manage to dodge it by like an inch, if that car was bigger by an inch, you would get hit by it, regardless if you dodge the same speed.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, this was the same type of attack that he used on Sky King. And Eon definitely reacted way better than Sky King did.
And Sky King is said to scale comparatively to Deep Sea King, which has always been a bit of an iffy statement to me. But
me too.
Just can't accept that Eon's a beast and would slap Deep Sea King.
I believe it. Let's get this out of the way because you said it, Goose. I know you believe it, Sigmox. I'm not sure how the rest of you feel, but I want to clarify that I'm not just being biased, but I am going to make the point. You guys keep making jokes or comments about low durability with Melzigard. Every individual who he fought was an S-class aside from Eon Eon. And Eon Eon has a blade, like piercing ability. Is the fact that he got cut by Eon Eon an argument or a strong argument to claim that he has low durability? Or are there other factors? Go ahead.
It wasn't Eon that was convinced me that Mel's has low durability. It was Piri Piri Prisoner turning him to Swiss cheese with his bare hands. We know that Piri couldn't. I mean, there's obviously a difference between the attacks Piri used on Deep Sea King and the ones he used on Melzigard, because he even thinks about what Deep Sea King told him about when using combo attacks. So he was obviously trying a lot harder against Melzigard than he was against Deep Sea King. But we already established that blades tend to have higher attack potency than bare hands, than blunt attacks. And Piri Piri Prisoner, the guy who previously could not leave a scratch on Deep Sea King, is now able to punch holes in Melzigard, who is a dragon.
He did leave a scratch. He left his face like smashed in.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, you know what I mean. He couldn't really do much in the way of permanent damage to Deep Sea King.
Agree.
Wait, but correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't like Puri after that fight like took the advice of Deep Sea King and he was like, okay, every punch needs to be delivered with an intent to kill, so that's why he got like a buff. So could he do that to Deep Sea?
Yes.
Well, yeah,
maybe
like he got. Yeah. Like, I mean, Deep Sea has huge regeneration. I mean, obviously, Melzigard has even more, but like, I mean, Melzigard isn't like a pinnacle of durability, that's for sure. But we haven't seen an attack that's not been able to cut him or like injure him. Like everything people threw at him, like did some damage at least.
Yo, what I know you're not biased, but that's the most biased statement somebody could use, bro. Like, what hasn't hurt him?
What did you say?
I mean, yeah, I don't think he's weak by no means.
What attack has Melzigard actually tanked?
Let's not go
So
through the
at that
Melzar fight, bro. We
just don't know where his durability scales.
Well, this is not.
So it can't.
Listen, my entire point was that every person who he has fought has been S class or has had potential for S class, with the exception of Ian Neon. So if
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
if the spearhead of your arguments for him having low durability was Ian Neon, then I could be more sympathetic. But it's not, and it's not only you guys, because this is unanimous for the majority of people who have heard opinions or dissenting opinions on Melzigard. It's that he just tanks, or he just like has regeneration that's crazy. That's all they say. Case in point, that's his power. We don't say that Atomic Samurai only cuts. We don't say that Flashy Flash only runs fast. Like, that's why they're strong, because they have that great skill, and this is a corporation.
You do say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a stupid argument when like people would use that against Atomic and say, oh, like he's like a I don't know, like a low or a mid dragon because he didn't beat any dragons, but like obviously no other S class could beat like Black Sperm aside for like certain people, but he's like, but the fights that he did have were like, I don't know, like very high demons, but he didn't actually defeat a dragon. They would say, oh, like he's not on that level yet because he didn't do that, but he clapped everyone else, you know. It is a stupid argument, and like you said, he went up against like S class hero. He definitely has durability, but it's like we don't know how much.
Would you say that Ian has dragon? Oh, sorry, you go.
Atomic has the statement from Darkshine that's how we know he's powerful, because he can like no diff that Garou. Like no one uses the Black Sperm fight to say how strong Atomic is, besides people that don't really know how strong he is.
Would you say that
Melzigard, there's no like other statement we can go off. All we have is that one fight. It's like if all we had from Atomic is him fighting Black Sperm, then I mean you can't really say he's a high dragon, but we have other things too. With Melzigard, we don't have anything else.
What?
We just have the one fight.
My nigga, all that shit. What? Like, okay. I wouldn't even like patronize you guys. When the reason why I know, and when I knew Atomic Samurai and Flashy Flash, to show you I'm not unbiased, were strong as fuck, is when they first showed up in the S-Class meeting. In that room, they looked badass as hell. All the niggas did. And the niggas that look odd, you knew they were even more badass, because this is One Punch Man. The strongest nigga looks trash. So Child Emperor knew, oh, this nigga looks odd as hell. He's probably in there. Go ahead.
Have you ever heard of Saitama?
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, bro.
Strongest guy in the series looks like ass.
What is this argument?
I'm saying that
cool,
hold on. All the hints, all of the narrative cues, all of the context clues in the story lead to all of the S-Class being monsters. Not only that, the narrator has actually said that. So I'm pointing to the fact that you guys already, to an extent, agree to it, that they're all S-Class fighters. Everybody that fought Melzigard was an S-Class fighter. So there's a threshold of durability, obviously. And I agree that we can't pinpoint a threshold of durability, because what Serbian mentioned is true, that which attacks really haven't devastated Melzigard. And I'm going to go through the fight to point out which ones didn't. But like, his power is to regenerate. Like, that's his champion thing. Like,
I just want to say that I think we've gone off topic a bit. I think we've stopped talking about Ian and started talking about Melzigard.
Yeah.
No, the point is, like, Sigmux's argument to supplement Royal Ripper is that not only, in my opinion, not only does Royal Ripper have a pretty fast and pretty competent attack, like multiple attacks with his blade, but he's saying that there's a potency behind those attacks. That the fact that he put Garou down means that his slashes have strength behind it. So I'm simply saying Ian has proven that he has speed. Maybe even speed comparable to homeless emperors or orbs. We can argue about that in an extent. So how strong are Ian's blades? Can he match every single slash from Royal Ripper? And can he knock Royal Ripper's blades out of his hands? Like, we saw Royal Ripper's hands go backwards. Can Ian force him to do that? Can he do the little like Atomic Samurai type thing that he did to Melzigard, where he cut him like a bunch of times type shit? Like, can he do that to Royal Ripper? Like, to what extent can Ian really go hand to hand with Royal Ripper? Because I think he should be more competent. His teacher, he if out of all the characters, he should have the most technique aside from Atomic Samurai, sword wise, and Flashy Flash, and obviously to that extent. But like, Warrior Ripper, I haven't seen anything besides him like flailing his arms around.
I
Even-
was wanting to say earlier, but couldn't find much of a gap. Would you say that Iron has dragon level attack power, or that Melzagard has demon level durability?
I don't think you can use demon or dragon as a scale for attack or durability.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but do you think Iron being able to cut Melzagard is due to Ion's attack power being really high, or due to Melzagard's attack durability being particularly low? Or do you reckon it's a combination of the two?
I think
Both.
yes, both. Because like I said, you guys are
Yeah.
I could give weight to somebody saying that because Melzagard or because Eon cut Melzagard, that his durability may be lower than others. But I could also give weight to the argument that Eon cut a dragon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, fair enough.
The way I see it, attack was high enough to do damage to what's his name? Novagard?
Yeah. Just call him M if you want.
Or Mel's.
Mel's. Yeah, Mel. Yeah, basically Mel durability was low enough for I can do damage to it. That's how I see it. I see his durability is around the same as Iron attack AP.
Okay. So then,
I mean, I'd say Royal Ripper definitely has more durability than Mel.
did Melzagard?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just based off the
Yeah,
fact
it's-
that when Garou kicked him, he completely he took it, like he wasn't messed up or anything, no holes blown in him. Garou's definitely way stronger than Puri, and Puri
Yeah,
could
I
blow
was
holes in.
about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Like if Garou did that same kick that he gave to Royal Ripper to Melzagard, it would just blow a huge hole in him. He'd regenerate, but it would still. It's talking about his durability.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so let me ask this question then. Can Neon cut Royal Ripper?
I think
Ooh.
so.
I don't
he
think
can.
it-
Yeah.
I think both of them can definitely cut each other, especially Royal Ripper on Iron.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more like set in stone that that Royal Ripper can damage Ion than it is that Ion can damage Royal Ripper.
I agree
Yeah.
with Goose's statement that I think they can damage each other, but especially Royal Ripper. I agree. I can agree that he probably does have a little. He has more power than Neon, but
Iron is definitely the more skilled fighter. In terms of he has the technique and the fighting skill, whereas
Yeah,
Royal Ripper is just flail wildly.
He has better swordmanship.
But do you think that's enough to overcome the raw power advantage that Royal Ripper
No.
has?
No,
here's my What I think
Go
does a
ahead.
really good job with the lines, right? Like the lines that you see are like slashes. So like the pattern that Eon left on Melzagard, that's a pretty good pattern. That's because up against a dragon. I think he did like 5 slashes in total or whatever.
It looks
Royal-
like 5 to me.
Yeah.
Maybe 6? No, 5. Definitely 5.
Royal Ripper put on a good display too, but like, how do I put this? Bullets. Like every single time Eon slashes is like a bullet. Maybe it's like that for sure. I'll take that comparison away because it's the same thing for Royal Ripper. I don't know, man. I think the technique that Eon has is pretty good, but it's just like the attack speed. Like, do you guys think that like Royal Ripper attacks faster than Eon?
Yeah.
yes.
Why?
Because we're comparing the speed of Melzagard, I suppose, to the speed. We're comparing Melzagard's reaction speeds to Garou's reaction speeds. And I think from what we've been shown, that Garou that fought Royal Ripper was definitely reacting much faster than what Melzagard is doing against E-Iron.
Yeah, like when it comes to speed, yeah, it may be true, like he's faster, but here's the thing. Like it's not when people just let's say like skill, Royal Ripper is the guy who just hacks, you know. So even if he may be a bit faster, will it do more damage? Because Ian is much more precise with that. So
I doubt
like,
AP matters in this fight because we've already established they can both damage each other.
I think I actually have the argument here because I forgot this. The Devil Longhair fight eliminates the Royal Ripper like stream situation I was thinking. If you go reread the Royal Ripper Garou fight, what I'm talking about is the moments where he started doing that, like when Garou first started to use the water stream to deflect Royal Ripper's assault. Those are the attacks that I'm talking about. That's the flurry that I'm considering. Ian, with the assistance of others, but with his leadership, was able to deflect a multitude more of blades that were a lot finer and were coming at similar speeds. Simply put, I think Ian should definitely be able to deal with a flurry from Royal Ripper, 100%. And the fact that I'm not saying that Royal Ripper's slashes are as weak as Devil Longhair's, but they're definitely going around similar speeds. Or whatever the speed is, Ian is definitely capable of dealing with like multiple slashes.
Yeah. Also, people in the comments are bringing up Rhino Wrestler and the horn stuff.
Oh, for his
So that's like,
what are they saying about it?
I mean, they say that Rhino Wrestler horn is like bigger than Mel's durability because he couldn't really cut the horn. Here's the thing, I mean, I don't know, we haven't seen that much, but I think eventually he maybe could have done it if Atomic didn't interrupt it, but it would still be a hard thing for Ian to do.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me. He sitting there playing with it. Maybe he couldn't have cut it. I'm not sure. He could have. I think he could have killed Rhino Wrestler though.
I mean, he doesn't have to target the horn.
Yeah.
It's not like Ian, oh shit, I can't damage his horn, therefore that is now the only part of this monster I can now attack. You know, he could have fought him any way he wanted to.
All right, so then let's move to the next step. Then, how do you picture the fight going?
At the beginning of the fight, I see Roy Ripper mid difficult at the beginning of the fight, but as the battle continue, I see Roy Ripper end up low diffing him.
Low diffing how?
By overwhelming, but Roy Ripper done end up overwhelming because he done outspeed. I see Iron dodging like the first few attacks, but then after that, I don't see him being able to keep up with his speed.
I'm stuck between a low and mid diff for Royal Ripper.
I think it's mid diff.
I think it might be a mid diff.
Royal Ripper is an extremely aggressive monster compared to like Ian. Like we know when Ian like got his arm cut off, he's like, oh, I guess I can't beat him. But like Royal Ripper, he just
how you gonna push the opposite opposing viewpoint that we pushed? But this nigga's a tyrant, bro. This nigga lost an arm and was like, hey, Atomic, you gotta do this, bitch.
What? If you read, he says right after his arm gets cut off, he's like, oh, can I really not beat him? And then he just stops attacking. He doesn't even do anything. And then Atomic comes in.
Because Melzagard didn't do anything to him, bro. That was right after the attack. That was seconds.
Yeah, he just stood there and watched him. No, Royal Ripper's not.
Bro, Royal Ripper literally did the same thing. Royal Ripper literally got kicked, flipped backwards, and then started talking shit. And then waited for Bug God to attack with him the next time.
Who's Melzagard waiting for again?
He doesn't need to wait for anybody. It's like Ian's not going to be waiting for anybody.
Just sitting there doing nothing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Mel's is pretty much like, yeah, this guy can't hurt me.
Royal Ripper is not like he's not like a prideful warrior or anything. He's taking advantage of people just being off guard, simply just like literally almost.
What? Nigga, did you not read the manga? He literally had Tario as a gift, as a trophy. How is he not prideful, bitch? What are you talking about?
What?
Bro, the nigga took Tario as a gift as a trophy, man.
What
The
are you
nigga's
talking
prideful
about?
as hell.
Prideful about?
We're talking about Ian here.
Bro, he said Royal Ripper. Royal Ripper is prideful, and he was taunting Garou in the fight, too. And before the fight, and after the fight. What are you talking about, bro? He's prideful, boastful, all of that.
It's not people trying to like have a fair fight and stuff. Not like people being. Royal Ripper's not the type to care about whether the fight's fair or not. He's just gonna do whatever undermined thing he can. When Ian's definitely not like that, and neither is anyone he fought.
So how do you think that's gonna disadvantage him?
Because he's gonna get overwhelmed by his aggressiveness, where Ian's trying to think more strategically, and Royal Ripper's just not gonna stop. He's just gonna keep going on, like until he wins or until he loses.
But he was able to deal with.
I mean, honestly, like I think that's worse for Royal Ripper. He's gonna go too aggressively because Ian is calm. I think that's gonna be even better for Ian then. Like the mentality is gonna more so harm Royal Ripper than like help him. Like maybe at the beginning, but later on Ian is gonna try to outsmart him in a way because like Royal Ripper when he just went out on Garou with the anger issues or whatever.
It's not even just that. Like I have a direct in-canon counter for that argument. Up against Devil Longhair, Ian literally said, "Close your eyes so that you can quiet out all the other like noise and bullshit and the chaos, and then you can focus on the blades." He had them fight Devil Longhair with their eyes closed. That's how much focus and that's how much calm he has when he fights. Like none of that chaos is gonna no, it's not gonna be a factor. The ferocity of Royal Ripper's attacks will only be a factor if Ian cannot deal with their strength or if they're too fast. And like I already pointed out, which you guys can hold on. Okay, you can dispute, but he was able to deal with the flurry of all those hairs from Devil Longhair, which are going very, very fast as well. And he's
How
don't have a
fast?
big and cut. No,
There are three of them there. So the Devil Longhair's attacks are split between 3 opponents.
But there's
We don't even know how fast Devil Longhair's attacks are.
big fast.
The only person he's fought. Shut up. The only person he's fought is Ian. That's like just saying he's fast because Ian dodged it is circular. Where are you getting that idea from? Why is he fast?
Well, it wasn't just the speed; it was what the blades were doing or what the hairs were doing. They were small, fine blades that were coming quickly from all kinds of different directions. Like,
yeah, sure.
If they were slow, that wouldn't be an issue. It don't have to be bullet speed, but it's the fact that there were that many attacks. That's what I'm saying. Like I said before, the picture where Garou is starting to use the water stream to deflect Royal Ripper's attacks, that's the flurry that I'm talking about. Not the flurry where he attacked Garou from behind. That's not. He didn't do that fairly. Like that's not in combat when somebody's trying to defend himself. When somebody was trying to defend up against Royal Ripper, which Ian is going to be doing, we saw how many slashes he was throwing out there. And I think for a fact, because Ian dealt with way more hairs, led a group of people to deal with more hairs with his eyes closed, that for a fact he'll be able to deal with the chaos and the ferocity of Royal Ripper's assault. So I think that's neutralized. It's just how strong are his slashes and how quick are they coming. And I think he's quick enough to deal with the speed. But if you have an argument for the strength, let's hear it.
Well, my strength argument was how he's able to stab through Garou when Ian's never stabbed through anyone anywhere near as durable as him.
Yeah, my point though is that to do with Royal Ripper's strength or the fact that his weapons are sharp?
Yeah.
They have the same type of weapon. Why does that matter?
No, my point is Royal Ripper piercing through Garou more to do with his physical strength, the muscle power behind the strike, or to do with the fact that his weapons are sharp?
Yeah. Where Ripper couldn't pierce through him without that sword.
Sharp enough to cut Ian. Either way, it doesn't make a difference. Because he's able to cut Garou. Garou is more durable than Ian is.
It does make
it does make a difference. The more to do with the physical strength it has, the harder they're going to be to deflect. It's going to take a lot more out of Ian to deflect something that has a lot of power behind it.
Yeah, as we were saying, like if he didn't have a blade, if he just used his fist, Roy Ripper wasn't gonna stab through Garou's chest like that. The blade is obviously the reason why it happened. So if we can take away some of the power there that you're trying to imply that the only reason why he did it is because he had power there. No, the blade was important. Then that means that up against Eon, maybe it won't be that like straightforward like you're saying. Maybe Roy Ripper's slashes really don't have that much power in it. It's because they're a blade.
What? Eon literally fights with the blade too. You want me to just say that? Oh, he can't actually cut Melzigard. That's just because he got a blade.
But that's what I'm saying is that we don't have the strength analysis or viewpoint that you were giving for Roy Ripper may not be as accurate because you were basing it on him piercing through Garou. We could now agree, or to me and Goose have agreed. Go ahead.
Whether it's about strength or sharpness, one of those two factors, doesn't even matter, will allow him to cut through things that are as durable as Garou. Whether it's strength or how sharp it is, it doesn't matter. He can do that.
Good.
Eon cannot do that.
But Roy Ripper isn't as durable as Garou.
Roy Ripper's not as durable as Garou?
He's not.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Garou, if Garou was hit with something similar to the own kick that he did to Royal Ripper, how much would that do to him?
If who was hit by what again? Sorry, I was
If Garou was hit by an attack that was the same as the kick that he delivered to Royal Ripper, what do you think that would do to Garou?
He would smile. The same kick he did to Royal Ripper, if it happened to himself, he would be like, "Get stronger, me." That's what he would say. What are you saying?
Also,
Garou's gonna knock himself out with
Garou-
one of his own attacks? No. Like he is known more for durability than his attack. His durability and defense has always been greater than his attack. Always. Always. He's never done more destructive things than he has tanked or deflected. Always. None of his water stream attacks, not even the crossfang, is stronger than the things that he's tanked or survived or dealt with. 100%. He's more durable than he is powerful or strong. However you want to consider it. He produces, or he can take more jewels than he can produce. How about that?
If anything, that just upscales Royal Ripper's AP.
Isn't that contradicted by when he punched Bug God?
No.
Well, I mean, Bug God's durability is incredible anyway.
Well, you're saying like Garou's durability is way higher than his AP, but like, if he punches Bug God and breaks his hand, his AP was higher than his durability at that point.
What? Like, wait, if you punch a knife, like...
Yeah, this nigga, this nigga removed Bug God's durability in the equation, and it's just about Garou. What about Bug God? He punched Bug God, man.
I think I get what you're trying to say. Like, he's punching something... If he's punching something so hard that he can hurt himself, then his attack power must be able to... But I suppose it only really hurts your hand. Your hand's quite delicate.
Mm-hmm. Like, you're not gonna tell me that Garou punching, Bug God was exactly like him taking a blast from Roverbear. Like, stop it.
But I mean, like, if he punched Royal Ripper, we've seen that Garou's attacks Royal Ripper can recover from. If he punched Royal Ripper, that would not happen to Garou's hand. That's only because Bug God's durability was so high that the force practically Garou's hand took all the force of his own attack. So we're saying one of Garou's punches is enough to break his own hand.
How much higher is Garou's durability than his AP?
There's no way to... It's big, way bigger. Bro, you're not gonna make me quantify some shit that you can't even quantify yourself, man. Like, we know he tanked all kinds of attacks. He took a beating from Watchdog. Like, you're not gonna tell me that because he hurt his hand when he punched the Bug God.
He tanked a beating from Watchdog? When did this happen?
Yeah, bro. He survived. He walked away and nigga stopped.
That's not tanking.
Come on, bro. You know what he did.
That's no, Grim. Do you even know what tanking means?
Come on,
he got his ass beat.
You know what happened.
I mean,
yeah, I know it.
He ran away.
He was all right.
He did.
Alright.
Do you guys see Roy Ripper playing defense at all in this fight?
No, not at all. Royal Ripper is all offense, whereas the Iron is much more balanced.
Also,
Okay.
something
So
y'all are overlooking, like when Garou punched Royal Ripper. I mean, the not from the not the force from the punch, like did damage, but the fact that like when he tried to stop himself, he started spinning and that shit cracked his arms. Like he broke his arms and then he regenerated from that.
Okay. Garou didn't attack his arms.
Yeah, exactly. Because he stopped it with his arms and the force from the spin broke his arms.
All right, so let's do this. We're gonna go down the line. You're each gonna give your scenario of what happens, who wins, and then your score. I'll start off so you see the example. I think Eon wins this one. Yes, there's the whole debacle of, oh, he's a demon and all that stuff.
Exactly.
I think that the technique that Eon has showed and the confrontations up against greater opponents than Royal Ripper are more than enough proof that current Eon can beat Royal Ripper that we saw. I think the technique that he's shown, along with his ability to like cut bullets, as we saw like that, react to stuff like that, even outspeed Amai from behind. That all shows that he's able to deal with the chaos and ferocity and the speed that Royal Ripper's flurries would bring. As we saw whenever he was able to deal with the chaos and flurry that Devil Longhair's hairs were bringing. He was able to temper and calm his teammates with their eyes closed. I have to repeat that. They beat a demon with their eyes closed. This wasn't some casual thing, some regular thing. They beat a demon with their eyes closed because Eon led them with his focus and his tenacity and his calm and his skill and strategy. I think Eon has what it takes to beat Royal Ripper, the current Eon. I think the score is going to be a 3-2. And I pass.
I don't know.
Okay, I can go with my cinematic imagining of how the fight would go like.
It's here.
I think it's gonna be a really close fight. So we have like instead of Garou coming to save Tarel, it's Ian. You know, he coming through with that, and you know, Royal Ripper is about to like attack Tarel with his slash, and then yeah, and just like there, you know, catching the blade. He's like, "Don't touch the kid." You know, or something like that. Like checking if Taro is alright, you know.
On everyone.
Checking if he's alright, you know. Taro runs away, and then like Royal Ripper starts attacking him, but Diane is like, oh, he's too strong, and then like his blade is like shivering from the force, like he's trying to block the attack with his blade, and like. Then like he gets overwhelmed a little bit, but then he remembers his master. He remembers what Atomic Samurai told him. He's like, okay, what do you do? Like when the opponent is too tough, you know? And he's like, I gotta go faster, you know. So he just goes like,
cut him more, bitch.
He goes like he cuts him. He goes like and cuts him up, you know. And Tyler's just like looking. Damn, bro, he's stronger than the uncle, you know.
Whoa.
Damn, bro. But yeah, like the jokes aside, I think Ian takes this like 3-2. I'm biased, but we'll give this.
What the fuck, bro?
That was the fucking experience. Oh, sorry. I keep swearing.
Hey, go ahead and drop the vote now, please, Sigmox.
Gotcha.
Go ahead, Goose. Or whoever's next.
I just don't know. I mean, I personally think the longer the fight goes on, so long as Ian doesn't get exhausted, if he plays his cards well, the longer the fight goes on, the more in Ian's favor it's going to go. Because he is it's kind of like when Garou fights those like raw power fighters. Maybe he gets overwhelmed by the raw power at first, but because he has more skill, he starts to figure out how the enemy fights, and he starts figuring out ways to fight back. I think it might be a similar situation to that.
My point of view
Whoa. What's your score?
I don't know, Grim.
You going for a 3-3?
I think this one could go either way, depending on how Ian plays his cards, because we know exactly how Royal Ripper's going to fight, but I think this depends on Ian how he chooses to approach it. So I think it could go either way.
Bro, you're the one choosing how it's gonna go. So which way is it going?
Fuck, I mean, I don't know if one's going to take the other reliably, Grim.
My nigga, no pressure at all. Your opinion is not going to change anything, bro. Your numbers are going up there regardless of what we say. What's the score, Goose?
Is there an option to have a very even fight?
This nigga's. Ugh!
I go with one. Like, tell us.
There's
stories, right?
no
Like,
ties for this.
No ties. Go with 3-2 to Ian then. I think just because he would have the skill advantage.
You sure?
I think so, yeah.
All right. All right.
For me, I'm going to give Roy Ripper 3-1 because I feel like more safe answer because at the beginning of the fight, I feel I see or Roy Ripper getting an advantage over his aggressiveness. I see Ian struggling at the beginning of the fight, but I do agree with Goose with at the fight continue on. I do see Ian having a higher chance of getting a good slash attack. Because I do believe that Ian does have the potential to one shot or two shot Roy Ripper if he can like how Goose put it, play his card right and attack him in a good manner. But like I say, Roy Ripper I feel like is a safer bet.
Who's next?
I think Royal Ripper's gonna win 3-1 because, like I said earlier, his durability is much higher. The speed is iffy. It's kind of hard to compare them, but his attack power is also much higher. Ian's gonna be trying to hit him, and his attacks are gonna be landing, but they're not gonna be doing anywhere near as much damage as Royal Ripper's attacks are doing to Ian, and he's gonna just take damage over time. While Royal Ripper's being aggressive, Ian's trying to stay calm, but he's losing blood, all that, and Ian's gonna lose. And Royal Ripper's going to come out on top 3-1.
All right, whoever's next. Is it everybody?
3-2 Royal Ripper.
Who's that, Tacky?
Yeah.
All right, well, 4 people have gone before you, sir. What do you think you have to do?
What?
Nigga, explain!
I think Royal Ripper has shown speed better than Ian, in my opinion, and definitely better AP. So that's basically what I think.
And the scenario is...
Well, if Ian tries to dash at Royal Ripper, then he's gonna basically if a Royal Ripper responds with a flurry, then Ian's not gonna he's not gonna get close enough to cut him down, or he's just gonna get hacked up. So
What was your score?
3-2.
By the way, let me read this comment from Marco. Ian sparring Atomic Samurai every day. Compared to him, Royal Ripper is an amateur swinging his sword around. Ian is so much better with the sword fighting. He's gonna clap.
Let's hope Marco voted below. Alright, let's see where Sigma is. Alright. The first one is from One Nation. He says Royal Ripper 3-2. Next we have Matias Pinto, who says Royal Ripper 3-2.
121 to Royal Ripper, yeah.
JR says Royal Ripper 3-2. Alfred says Royal Ripper. No score. 3-0. Farquad says Neon 3-2. JR says he changes this to Royal Ripper 3-1. Hey, fuck you, JR. Nobody else can change their scores ever again. I shouldn't have said that for it. Dang it.
I think you're already demonetized at this point, Grim. Half of that's
Never,
probably
ever
my fault.
monetized to begin with.
Danger Kai.
Actually, I heard the way YouTube algorithm works is if you don't say the F word and the bad words at the beginning of the video and at the end, the middle, it doesn't really check because it's like faster for the algorithm to go through the videos like that.
For the most part, most of my videos don't get demonetized, but definitely no cursing is the better option.
I mean,
By the way, we have lost Takian.
you can always just have a thick Russian accent, so even if you say it, it doesn't register.
Binoculars and Shank X. Yeah, I don't think Shanks actually dropped the score. Alright, so Binoculars says Royal Ripper 3-1. And Shank says Neon 3-1. Or 3-2.
Want me to close the votes?
Yep. Alright. After a spirited debate, seems like Neon will be knocked out of the final stages and Royal Ripper will prevail.
We lost the big one today, boys.
Not to Iron's discredit though, because Royal Ripper's a beast and that's a lot to contend with.
Now we move on to the matchup of the week. The main setup, the strongest contention amongst them all. Super Alloy Darkshine versus pre-redraw Phoenix Man.
Let's get these chapters up.
Could you drop the links again? I think I missed them or something.
I'll get it for you.
Remember, guys, if you guys want to hop in to the conversation, come into the Discord, links in the description, and join the voice chat. We'll be happy to have your opinions here. If you guys want to extend the conversation to after this video, we talk about One Punch Man and all kinds of topics every single day, all day long in Discord as well. So you'll be entertained. If you want to support the channel, subscribe.
I got the Darkshine chapter.
Darkshine chapter? Cool. Alright, let's start with Darkshine. So right off the bat, we got the big tank from the unconscious Garou, where he's just sitting there just receiving all the flurry that he has. And then he just flexes his muscles to throw him back into the wall, and then you got the shoulder thrust sends him flying, like flying. Pure overwhelming force. It's like Sigmod mentioned earlier.
When did I mention that? Hold on.
I think it was Goose that mentioned earlier. About how Garou
I can't remember, my memory's terrible.
About how Garou usually gets overwhelmed and he deals with it.
Yeah, I did mention that. Yeah.
You had the speed as well. Garou was like spinning around him, and then there were multiple after images, and he managed to pick out the right one. So that's some good reaction time and awareness as well.
We also see that Darkshine's punch here is very circular, very twisty, so he probably covers a lot of these after images in one motion.
Ah, he punched them
Yep.
all. Good thinking. Okay. That makes
I mean, it's not to Darkshine's discredit either way, because no matter what
Yeah,
way you think about it, that's still Darkshine being a beast.
yes.
Either one word.
You got the Okay, so here's a question. Darkshine can expand his body, right?
I'm not
Say
sure
that again.
I'm not sure if that's Darkshine expanding his body or just Murata emphasizing his muscles for the sake of the art.
We have to make a distinction there because that's done excessively, much more than any other character, differently than any other character. So is it really fair to say that that's just a depiction?
Let me get the
Whose mic is doing that?
and I'll mute mine just to make sure it's not mine.
I think it's Grim's mic,
Who's doing what?
making like a buzzing noise.
You sure it's not the fan in the background?
It's not buzzing now.
It stopped now. It was like it's like some robotic whatever.
Let me know what happens.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Darkshine muscles, I think he's kind of like twisting them in a way. Like, I don't know. Like,
I
I
think,
don't think it's just like a
you can call it him like expanding his like body size, I guess, but I think that's just like him flexing, and when he flexes, he just gets a lot bigger because he's so muscular.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a different way to put it, but when he flexes, it gets bigger.
I agree.
I don't really know if it would make a difference, to be honest, though.
If anything, it just makes him easier to hit. Not that he's a small target, but
Or it'd make him have more attacks.
That's exactly what it does. It gives him much more overwhelming force, which is the reason why I
Yeah.
bring it up, because here we see him with one of those like classic setups. Throws a big fist and it looks abnormal, covers all of Garou. Not to say that he usually doesn't, but in particular that punch does, it looks like. And Garou managed to deflect it with precision. Put him on his neck and everything. So he's strong.
Darkshine is a fucking. Sorry, I keep swearing. It's my bad. I can't stop it. It's a bad habit.
Yeah, bro.
Darkshine is an absolute beast either way. Like, durability and raw power wise.
When I was rereading the fight, when I wrote that script for yesterday's video, I had to throw on an OST for it, but that shit was too hype.
We see, I mean, Darkshine's main thing is that he can take a hit. He even says himself after he one-shots Bug God, he doesn't know a way to harm his own body. And we see when Garou is able to match his own strength, even Garou, absolutely wailing on Darkshine, just gives him, a bloodied nose, and he coughs up a little bit of blood, and he's not really that hurt. So Darkshine can take his own attack power quite well.
Those rocks bounced off him. Here's
God level rocks.
here's I don't mean to skip ahead, but like, to what degree? Because this is obviously up against Phoenix Man or Garou didn't like. in the traditional sense, Garou didn't scare Darkshine. He wasn't like, oh, booga booga, you know, spooky shit, boo, like that.
Booga booga.
That's not. It's not how it happened. It was like the ferocity and like the tenacity of his power is what like made him second guess himself and just like, oh dang, like, oh no, like that's what like made him doubt himself. So like, is it possible that with continuous resurrections, just the fact that he resurrected, that will be a factor that could like demoralize Darkshine?
Possibly.
Yes.
I think if Phoenix Man, because let's face it, he's definitely going into Brilliant Eagle because we're talking about
Darkshine.
Yeah, we're talking about Darkshine here. I don't think because we saw that the big giant knuckle sandwich was enough to one shot Phoenix Man in his first resurrection form. Do we think Darkshine? Let's just get this out of the way. Do we think Darkshine can match that level of power, physical power?
Of what?
The Darkshine's power in comparison to the giant knuckle sandwich, or the whatever it's called. It depends on the translation.
Giant fist strike?
Yes.
The giant fist strike. Yeah.
No.
Wait, where did you get the giant knuckle sandwich from?
I'm not gonna lie, that was the first. I can't remember where I read it, but it was the first translation I read. That was the name of that attack.
Does Viz say that? That's,
Yeah, that's what the Viz say.
it's kind of funny, I guess. I mean,
Right.
it fits.
This is
I mean,
trash, bro.
it suits Child Emperor's childlike naming schemes, but
Yeah.
so Grim doesn't think so. What about you guys?
I mean, I don't know.
I believe he can.
Grim doesn't think so. It's an absolute no. I'm gonna drop the panel to prove it. Like, it's not comparable. Y'all niggas are tripping, bro. Like,
Yeah, like when, for example, when Darkshine went through the hall. I mean, I don't know, but like when Darkshine went through the hall, Garou was like putting some effort to like negate that at least a little bit, you know, like.
Oh, was he? You mean the one that shattered his ribcage?
Well, yeah, like I mean, he tried to use water. He tried to use water stream on that, but he just broke through it.
He
You know, but
did nothing. Once he was hit, he was just ragdolled, basically.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like,
here, I want you to panel.
let me look. Let me look at the challenge. It did go like what, 50 meters down? Like that's
No,
what
it
he
wasn't
said,
50
like-
meters, bruh. It was hundreds of floors, man.
I mean, alright. I think he said 50 meters.
No, look at it.
Oh, it was the free redraw. I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's like the attack didn't change, right? In the redraw, but in the redraw, he said it was 50 meters, right? Or something like that.
No. They didn't give a
I
number.
mean, I don't know. Though.
I don't remember.
let me
I don't remember that.
let me see. I think.
Oh, while you're looking that up,
I mean,
here's my answer to that. The panel right there that I posted. Darkshine is not replicating that.
yeah.
That's
I
no
agree,
attack that Darkshine is
Yeah.
done. Nothing is replicating that. That's not the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Graham.
Like,
Yeah.
I know we can hype up Darkshine, but these are two different pictures, bro. Like,
So, do you think Darkshine could put down first form, not first form, the first resurrected form Phoenix Man with his attack power?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah. First, let me specify that for the chat, we're starting off with Dopey Bird Phoenix Man. So this is the nigga that was helping EC and everything. That's he walks up to Darkshine.
Oh yeah, he's getting exploded.
I think he's gonna be completely disintegrated and dead, but Grim doesn't like that, so we're just gonna
Doesn't like
pretend
that.
that he doesn't.
Darkshine could, you know what fucking Garou did to that random protester dude? He just flicked him. Garou's gonna do that to Bird Brain Form Phoenix Man, and he's just gonna become Red Mist.
Yep.
Yeah, like I mean, if he destroyed Bug God like that, like just like a single punch, like who has like really high durability, like he just turned into a pool of blood, like a chicken, right? He's gonna eat that like.
Nah, his legs were
for
still there.
breakfast. I mean, yeah, but he's still Dog God. Like,
Dog
he's
God
gonna
track
eat
double leg.
those
Legs
chicken. Like, that's
too.
what I'm saying. Like, punch and then like eat the legs. Like, they're gonna be like fried from the friction, so he can just like munch on them.
So we're all in agreement that Darkshine annihilates Bird Brain form. Whether he could resurrect from being turned to mist is a different story. Let's just presume he can, because let's not have that argument, or otherwise we'll be here for the next 10 hours.
I hate that argument. We'll just pretend he resurrects.
Let's just say he can resurrect.
That's
so now
honestly
he's
probably why I'm without the read through it, bro. Because we're not. I wasn't the only one pushing that shit, bro. Like, that's the truth. It was 100% canon, bro. Like that argument is real, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Goose.
So, first resurrected form. I don't think first resurrected form Phoenix Man is not going to be hurting Darkshine. I don't think.
It's not gonna what?
No.
I don't think he's going to be hurting Darkshine like at all.
I disagree.
Explain.
First, look on Discord right now. Whoever's name is lighting up when somebody else is talking, you have to fix your stuff. It is echoing. That's what that
Hello?
echo is. No, you're good.
Wait,
It went away now. All right.
Okay.
If I think we should actually go through his fight now because this is for that. But in the fight, the first resurrection, prominence mode, that's actually the mode that holds off the giant fist strike, and that within itself, yeah, that's the reason why I say that. Like, I think Phoenix Man can deal damage.
That being said, Child Emperor had to overload the power output on Brave Giant in order to achieve that effect. The one that Phoenix Man was holding back had less power behind it.
100%. That's why I said he held off the giant fist strike, but with 100% boosters, a Darkshine couldn't do that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Darkshine can't produce what Child Emperor did at 100% boosters, but Phoenix Man was able to stop the traditional fist strike, and that was pretty big. And not only that, not only did he stop it, he was starting to melt through the fist. That's why Child Emperor had to like actually finish and push through with all his boosters, because he wasn't only holding up the force, he was gonna rip apart the armor, burn through it, convection and shit.
Yeah.
I think it's convection, right? When it's
Convection is like
air.
It's to do with like airflow in like circles due to heat and how heat makes things rise and cool things make them fall.
What's the one? I think it just should be the same thing. Where like because they touch and the heat transfers.
Radiation.
Maybe radiation. Sure, the heat radiated from Phoenix Man to the Child Emperor's fist, along with him holding it up. That's what I'm like. I'll just find a panel. Like it was like he was like benching it upward, like the whole fist. He had his chest puffed up, holding it back. The ground was cracking, and then he started to like smile, like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that thing to you now, boy." And then, so that's my argument to prove or to support my statement that I think even in the first resurrection that Phoenix Man could start harming Darkshine, and I don't think it would be like Garou. I think that like Phoenix Man, the one that we saw, has more power than the current Garou, whether in Brilliance form or in Prominence form. I think Phoenix Man has more power than the current Garou.
I don't think he has that power.
What?
We also have to remember Phoenix Man has talents. We've already established that sharp things tend to have a higher attack power by default because they're sharp.
He ripped apart the entirety of Brave Giant with his hands.
We're taught that's Brilliant Eagle mode, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's still Phoenix Man, but we're still in Prominence. You're right. Still in the first resurrection. You're right.
Yeah. Like I don't think Prominence does. Like the current Garou is like.
No.
I mean,
Brilliant is another story, but
Prominence literally died from the giant fist strike. I don't know why you're saying.
What is
Yeah,
that?
but-
What? Like how? Oh, no, don't let that slide. Like we have the
non-
panels here. Like you can't let them say things like that when you have the panels right there. What do you mean he died to the giant fist strike? Would you survive that?
He
Bitch?
resurrected right after that.
Because it would have killed anybody, nigga.
Then why are you saying he tanks it? He died.
Because he stopped the initial effort, which is also
We're
pretty impressive.
talking about the non-overcharged one, which was pretty strong within itself. I think that's
Yeah,
what he's
he
trying to
withstood
say.
it at first, but how much energy was he like outputting at that point? Because that didn't show any damage at all.
Read the fight.
Then once
You
he
posted
put
the link.
more-
Read the fight. He stops the entire fist.
I'm asking.
Go ahead, sir.
Just keep going.
He stops the entire fist. They're screaming. Child Emperor is screaming, and he's being held up like for seconds. It's being held up. Nothing's happening, and then he starts to melt through the fist, and then he has to go full overdrive, and that's when he gets overwhelmed. That's when he gets pushed through the ground, and it's not even immediate. It's like when you're benching and like you're bringing it down or whatever. Like that's what happens. Like it got heavy. The weight got heavy. It came down to his chest, and then the weight overwhelmed him. Like. Even with the boosters on, Phoenix Man struggled against the boosters. I'll even say that. Phoenix Man struggled against the boosters.
Yeah, that is the point. He takes the fist, and they go down a lot of flaws, and he's still alive. He's still, fighting back.
Yep.
I'm gonna need to
Reread that
Did
fight
anyone-
bit.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I got the link right here.
Links straight there, so you can just go.
it.
I don't think the non-overcharged fist strike is as strong as Darkshine, but I do reckon the overcharged one is definitely a lot more than anything Darkshine has ever shown us.
I agree with that statement.
So, judging from that alone, I do think maybe first resurrected form Phoenix Man could definitely. I mean, Darkshine would feel it. I definitely think he would feel attacks from Prominence Hawk. It's not like bouncing off
Okay.
it.
So you don't think he can produce anything more than Garou did in Prominence mode?
No, because then we're assuming that Phoenix Man has comparable strength to Darkshine himself.
So look, I'm rereading it right now. He does the giant first strike on prominence mode, and then right afterwards he's saying like, "Oh, he's gonna revive," which means he literally died and is
Yeah.
resurrecting from it.
We know that.
So he's not tanking attacks like that.
Bro, did you
You're
not
trying to
hear
say-
anything that we say?
We're not talking about his durability yet. We're talking about his physical strength, able to hold back the fist.
Yes.
Yeah,
one-
okay, the initial part of that fist didn't show any damage, so it wouldn't. It would. So it doesn't. It's not as damaging as when he releases the boosters.
it
Before
doesn't
then, it
show
doesn't
any
do
damage.
anything.
Look at the ground. The ground is all cracked in. Then he gets indented into the ground. There are multiple. I posted them. There are multiple panels showing what the original fist strike did.
Some cracks in the ground. Is that really above Darkshine?
How many
Like,
attacks that Garou has thrown do cracks in the ground?
We've already established that neither me or Grim think that the non-overboosted fist strike is as strong as Darkshine.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, so non-overboosted fist
I don't think it
strike
takes
isn't-
away from it. I think that all the attacks that Darkshine threw, besides that, maybe besides the bazooka, but even the tackle, I'm talking including the tackle, all those attacks that Darkshine did, the Prominence mode will be able to deal with all of them physically. Every single one of those attacks. And sure,
Grim,
we're gonna
do
mention the
you-
extreme. Go ahead.
Do you remember when Rover blew up like a huge, pretty much like giant first strike looking explosion in the Monster Association against Garou?
Yeah, that's what I was
No.
supposed to like to.
You don't
I was about
remember
to
that?
bring up that.
No,
me
I
and
remember that
that's-
exactly, and that's not what happened. That
We
crevice
said-
that crevice that they were
No,
fighting
what is that?
wasn't anywhere near as big as like the valley the giant fist strike just carved up, and it was
Okay,
multiple
you're
bombs.
saying Darkshine's attack can't even break like the ground.
No,
But
I'm not.
Here's you just said that. You say, "Whoa, what attacks from Darkshine can crack the ground?"
I said what attacks of Garou, what punches of Garou have cracked the ground like that giant fist strike did in there.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you did say that.
There is that kind of double kind of palmed thing that he does to Darkshine that blasts him through those walls.
That's powerful. So it's not like he can't be like thrown back like that. If you're saying that like,
Actually,
go ahead.
no, this still works because okay, you take this attack Rover did, And this didn't do as much damage to Garou as the tackle from Darkshine. Then Darkshine has an attack above that, which is the bazooka. He states it's his full power. The tackle's not his full power, so it's above that. And then Garou is able to match it. So Garou has the same attack potency as the bazooka, if not higher. But we're gonna say it's the same. And the bazooka is above in terms of AP this attack that Rover did. And this is definitely above some sort of ground.
What attack that Rover
shattering
did?
attack, 'cause
Post the panel of the attack that Rover did. What are you talking about?
I posted the panels earlier.
Yeah, it's there. You can also use that.
Those are not similar. Those are not. That's not the same distance, bro. Like we also posted the panels of not only was it when the big one that we saw, the big iconic one where it's like hold on, let me see here, the hole that I posted here with the lighting or whatever and the marks of the actual fist strike. You can just tell. You can just count that there are more floors being passed through in just that portion.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hold on. And I'll reiterate again, that is not the entirety of the attack. There is a panel after it that clearly shows the fist strike is still going. After the big iconic panel, the fist strike continues for more floors, and it's still going, and then they come out at the bottom of a lake. That's when it happened. That's when it stopped. That's when they let go of each other. So, like, this Rover attack is not comparable to that. It's one beam going down a few floors. That's not the same as a giant fist strike.
Yeah, I see it.
Like, you can just compare the two pictures, just count floors. You don't have to like believe everything I said. Like, read the.
We're talking about giant fist strike before he goes with the over boosters or whatever the hell. And you said, "Oh, that's more powerful because it broke the floor. You can see there's cracks in the floor." And you said Garou cannot do that. And then I just gave you a reason why Garou could do more than that.
Because
we're not talking about the full overload explosion giant fist strike. That's different.
Well, hold on. What do you mean he could do more than that? How? He Rover did that attack, not Garou.
Garou is stronger than Rover now. And I just told you why. Garou's attacks are more... You guys know what he's laughing at?
I don't know. He's being tickled right now, probably.
Sounds like he's dying.
That nigga said Garou's stronger than Rover now!
Do you wanna like hear my reasoning, or are you gonna just keep laughing? Like,
no, I might laugh more a bit.
Do you want me to tell you why?
You gotta give me a second to catch my breath first, so I can laugh some more, nigga. Oh shit! That nigga said that Garou is not stronger than Rover. Oh shit!
You're not even gonna let me explain. That's crazy.
Go ahead, sir.
All right. So we're gonna directly compare Darkshine to Rover, and we know Garou's above Darkshine. So Darkshine, the attack that Rover did, his most potent attack that we've seen him do, is the one that destroyed all the floors.
Why is Garou above Darkshine?
Can you let me finish, bro?
No. Why is Garou above Darkshine?
Because he beat him.
You mean the guy who's floating up without any injuries on him? That guy?
No, right?
Is that the guy he beat?
You think? Everything Darkshine did, Garou was able to match. We can at least just say he's equal. It doesn't matter.
Bro, even
okay,
Darkshine himself said that Garou had the upper hand. That doesn't mean he won the fight.
That means he's stronger.
No, it doesn't.
To the guy who isn't hurt, whatsoever.
Upper hand. Darkshine's like, oh, I can't win.
Okay, so Garou made a new attack. He made his strongest new attack, and it did nothing to him, and he won the fight. It's not even, bro. Like, it's like I have a strong ass weapon, and you give me an upgraded, new, better, stronger weapon, and I still can't even hurt this guy, but I beat him.
Yeah, I don't think the Garou vs Darkshine fight was as simple as winning or losing. It was unconcluded anyway.
Yeah, but I think all of you.
Hold on. Let him finish his Rover argument, sir.
All right.
Who?
You.
All right. Garou matched Darkshine's bazooka. This is a fact. We saw this on panel, right? And Darkshine's tackle did more damage to Garou than Rover's attacks did. It shattered his ribcage and put him out for like I don't know how long. Right?
Garou was
And then
way stronger when he took Darkshine's
the
tackle.
bazooka is Darkshine's full power. So it'd be above the tackle. And the tackle already is doing more damage than Rover did. Then
He didn't get
Garou
hit by
matches.
the bazooka.
What?
He didn't get hit by the bazooka. He matched it.
Yeah, he matches. So Garou has the exact same power as the bazooka, if not higher.
Doesn't mean
I said
durability.
this. He took the attack. If it had less durability, it would just break his arm.
Why is that the case always?
Because if you have more attack power than your durability, you will destroy your body by attacking. This isn't what happened when Garou matched the bazooka. He would have to have equal durability and AP. At least.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean,
that's how it works.
If Garou
It's
did not,
physics.
if we're assuming Garou and Darkshine have the same AP, if Garou did not have the durability to take his own attack power, then his arm would have been destroyed by me matching Darkshine's punch.
Yes.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
Okay, but my my issue is that you're bringing Rover into the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You said that he took less damage from Rover than he did up against Darkshine.
Yeah.
Garou was much stronger up against Darkshine than he was up against Rover.
Mm-hmm. Which helps.
Helps what?
Because a stronger version of Garou took more damage from Darkshine than a weaker version took against Rover.
Sure, that's definitely a point, and that should be considered. But how about this point? Out of all the attacks you saw Rover do, were the ones up against Bang stronger, or the ones up against Rover stronger?
What?
You
how that's
mean the
relevant.
ones up against Garou?
I'm confused on what's
Pat,
going on right now.
Who is that?
Garou. One of the Garous.
Hey,
Job.
Garou.
Those
Hunter
are
Garou.
webcomic stuff.
Oh, we have quite a few members here. Green Light, God, and Garou, Job Hunter.
I'm Garou.
Ah, what's good? Garou.
Hey, don't talk about webcomic.
Are you?
That is so hard not to do.
Don't
Yeah, but
Well, anyway,
If you
back to the
can't do
manga.
it, then
Then.
just-
What are we talking
just-
about?
Yeah, if you can't do it, you gotta leave the stream.
Let's say what manga are we talking about? What part? What are we talking about?
We are currently comparing the strength.
We're live streaming right now.
Oh, I thought you guys were talking about like Darkshine Garou versus Rover versus Rover.
No, we're talking about
we're live
Darkshine
streaming right
versus
now.
Phoenix.
Would you like to join the stream?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you can't like hold yourself back from talking about the webcomic, then
Trust me, I can. The only thing, like, I don't see anything flipping out. I was just talking about, like, when y'all said that you can't talk about the webcam, I was like, that's kind of hard, but I can actually hold it back. That's more of a joke.
No, it's like you can't hint or drop any information or any clues about the webcomic.
Okay.
All right, bet. How'd you find this, bro?
Well, actually, I looked up. I went to Discord and I looked up Zhoniin, but I ended up coming here instead.
Oh boy, yeah, welcome to the family, my nigga. What's
Yep.
your quick question? Atomic Samurai versus Flashy Flash.
Oh,
Manga.
God,
I feel like Flashy Flash
Manga
would honestly be from what we've seen so far
Clown,
in manga.
clown.
Like when he fought Gale and
Clown.
stop. Serbian.
Did you not see him when he fought Gale? I mean, he was moving so fast that they were he was able to catch his blade.
Well, I mean, we're not having a debate.
Wow.
We got disarmed. All right, yeah. You just want to hear your reasoning. All right, bet. So let's get back to business then. Welcome to the family, girl.
Yeah.
So Sigmox. We were talking about Rover and Darkshine and Garou. Please reiterate how the triangle has any context here.
No, I
Right.
said Darkshine Garou, as in the current Garou who's fought Darkshine.
I know, bro. I'm talking about Sigmox.
What's that?
Go ahead, Sigmox.
So I was saying.
I was trying to see.
your
Well, you
original-
see how
Garou
basically.
He he was talking to Sigmax, who's
Oh,
someone else.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah,
That's my bad.
we're gonna call you Job. I'm gonna call you Job from now on.
All right, I'm alright with that.
That boy. All right. Go ahead, Sigmax.
Anyways, so your original claim was that Garou can't replicate the attack that Child Emperor did, the giant fish strike before the overload, whatever, the jet stuff. And
What?
I used a comparison from.
Oh yeah. You're right. Continue.
I used a comparison that I said, Garou can match Darkshine's power, and Darkshine can produce more potent attacks than Rover did, and Rover's attacks are above the giant fish strike before he uses the like over. I don't even know what it's called.
Over boosters.
So, over boosters, yeah. So Darkshine would be able to replicate that, and actually much more than that.
Then the over boosters.
Yeah, no. We're talking about the before he does that, because Phoenix Man doesn't survive the over boosters.
This is what we're talking about. We said that everything but the Super Ally Bazooka, the regular giant fish strike without the boosters, is stronger than the tackle and all that stuff.
The tackle is also stronger.
I disagree. That's what we should be talking about right now, not the other stuff. Let's go.
Because the tackle does much more damage to Garou than Rover's attacks, and Rover's attacks do much more damage than the initial giant fish strike.
It's because he couldn't defend himself.
Well, then again, Rover's blasts are more of a. They seem a lot. They seem more like on the more of a destructive, like surrounding destructive attack. Like Darkshine's tackle, like it directly, struck Garou in his ribs. Like it directly struck him. I mean, the blast like engulfed Garou. That was more of like a.
Yeah, I
just can't say that. I can't get the words out.
Garou himself said, "Oh, I'm going to die." Garou himself didn't think that it was just a little attack, that he didn't take that much damage from, and it was more.
Because Garou, think about it. That's because Garou, other than Genesis Incineration Blast, Garou has never been shot by something of that caliber before. Like, so he didn't know exactly what he was looking at when he was about to get hit by that, and he didn't know what to expect from it. But when he saw by the time he sees Darkshine's attack, he's used to taking. I mean, he took Tank Top Master's tackle, so he's used to tackles. He was kind of slightly confused because he's like, oh wait a minute, the water stream can't even deflect this.
Yeah,
but other than that, it's not like the same. It's different.
And despite him being used to stuff like that, he still takes more damage than he took against Rover.
Yeah, because when it was Rover, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die." He's like, "Dude, I don't know
what."
Because basically, his only knowledge of that blast was that it killed those 3 demon level threats, like those two demon level monsters. So he's like, "If that hits me, I'm probably gonna die."
Okay, so first, Rover can vary his bomb sizes. We know that. We saw him do it multiple times in part 2. So I'm not just gonna pretend that Rover was going full power and that he can't produce bigger blasts. So no, I don't think that Garou or Darkshine can produce the destructiveness that Rover can, and the bazooka is not what I'm considering in the equation. The tackle, as you pointed out though, to match the giant fish strike, Garou couldn't defend himself up against it. He didn't do
he tried deflecting that and it didn't work.
Hold on, bro, and it hit him directly and it took him out. The Rover Blast, he
literally got him, a few seconds later though.
In the Rover Blast, he literally just defended himself. He put his hands up and he just took it what it had to. Like he put a D up.
Like he couldn't do much about that.
Hold on.
The attack engulfs his entire body, so whether he's guarding or not, every part's getting hit by.
Yeah,
it's
like that's the thing.
The tackle bro. This is a stream, bro. We're not doing that like talking over stuff. Yeah, one by one, you'll have your turn to talk, and you'll be able to talk as much as you want. What'd you say, Sigmax?
I forgot. Oh yeah, I was saying that the Rover's attacks, they engulf Garou's entire body, so whether he's guarding from the front or not, he's still getting hit in every spot, including like weak points. It wouldn't really be relevant whether he's guarding against it or not.
It would be. That's why he put his arms up. That's why he's done that every single time. Every single person that we've seen get hit with a blast, they put up a defense up. Are you saying that this time his defense just doesn't matter because It's just his arms, or they don't do enough. No, that was the defense. It did something.
The defense doesn't matter because the attack encompasses his entire body, not just the front where he's guarding. So
He
that's
thought
not, it's
he
not
was gonna
reducing his
die.
damage.
It obviously did something.
Can we just? I mean, I'm pretty sure Stronger Garou did the same thing for Darkshine's attack, and the attack blatantly shattered his entire ribcage. So,
Well, didn't but like I said, like the blast. Well, he didn't really. How did he defend himself from the blast? Because remember when he got
because
hit
his
by the
arms,
blast.
when he saw the attack coming, I already.
Yeah, I
posted
saw
the
him raise his
pin.
arms, but that didn't. That really didn't do much though. That's like putting your arms up before you get hit by a car. Because once he got hit by it, his clothes were shredded, and he was literally like spewing up blood.
Every single time where he encounters a blast, whether it's Orochi or Rover, he put his arms up and he survived those. I'm not gonna pretend that if he would have just sat there with his arms stretched out, he would have been conscious. No, if he would have sat there with his mouth open and his tongue out saying "hit me" for all three of those, for Rover or Orochi's, he would have been sleeping. Him putting his arms up, tensing himself, and putting an active defense was clearly the reason why it helped for him to survive that. Not just his own durability and tenacity. That's his defensive capabilities.
That's his adaptability. His adaptability is what allowed him to.
Would you say, Tatsu?
Sigmas is saying that because the attack within both scenes with Orochi as well encompassed his entire body, that it realistically wouldn't matter when comparing it to how much damage Darkshine directly did to Garou when he tried to redirect it.
Okay, and I clearly pointed out. Okay, I don't have to clearly point out anything. You tell me, if Garou was standing in front of Rover, just like the first blast was happening again, and he spread his arms out, and he stuck his tongue out, and he opened his mouth, and he said, "Hit me." And then Rover did the same exact point blank blast. Is Garou waking up in 5-10 seconds? Is he staying conscious like he was?
Yes.
Okay.
I see it happening.
Clown.
Just a reminder.
I'm talking about like
Darkshine versus Phoenix Man fight, not a Garou versus Rover fight.
Look, we're trying to find a scale for Darkshine's AP and durability by using Rover. We're not going off topic.
Yeah, by the way, the durability stuff, you remember that tiger monster that attacked him? You know, that can pierce through steel, and it still couldn't even touch Darkshine. I think, like, where's the debate here? Like, stop.
I mean,
Phoenix Man literally ripped apart Brave Giant. There's a debate here. We're not even at Brilliance form yet.
Steel. Damn. Like,
that's not impressive in One Punch Man.
It really isn't. And not to mention, Darkshine.
I'm trolling, obviously, but.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were serious.
Oh yeah. Darkshine's defense also hasn't been broken yet when you think about it, because even when Garou was fighting him, the only time he managed to make him bleed was by damaging him internally. But he got him to spit up blood. He never like broke his skin at all.
Yeah, my man Garou.
We'd have to just take the strongest attack that he did take and say that for his durability skills, because any higher would be using head.
All right, so then, if we can agree that the tackle is weaker than the bazooka, and the boosters, the over boosters, is stronger than the bazooka.
No.
Wait.
Why?
Well, never mind.
No.
Wait.
Who agreed to this?
Wait a minute. Remember, Darkshine's double bazooka didn't do much to Garou. I mean, sure, he was like, he had like a boost of power at that point, but he took a double bazooka straight to the shoulders, and he basically just shrugged it off.
Yeah, like nothing. I'm not too impressed by the bazookas. I'm talking about the giant fist strike with 100% over boosters being stronger than the bazooka.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Yeah, I don't see the bazooka being stronger than that.
Yeah. The only person who disagrees so far is Tatsu. Correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Tatsu?
What?
You think the bazooka is stronger than the boosters?
Sure.
Okay. So, with that agreement, or almost consensus, let's move on to the brilliance form. If just if just that is what's matching Darkshine or surpassing Darkshine, and we saw Phoenix Man deal with a smaller variant or smaller version of the overboosters or whatever, not even close, fine, whatever you want to put it, the brilliance form completely outshined that. And the greatest example is the force of the Nova. What destroyed the passageway, what lifted half of the city wasn't heat, it was the force that came from the Nova. And Phoenix Man managed to take that head on and then fly down with just heat damage after absorbing a good portion of the energy there. So, if Phoenix Man can head on tank the force of an Emperor Nova, which lifted part of Z City, what hope does Darkshine have with the double bazooka, his strongest attack, a doubling of his strongest attack of hurting the Brilliance form?
We also have another scale for Brilliance Eagle is the drills that came down and pinned him into the wall. Those didn't even do anything. That was just like mild discomfort for Phoenix Man.
And he ripped them apart with his claws, single swipe.
Just one-shotted them, and I don't think the drills have that much durability, but I think they were.
It's definitely not as good of a feat as the surviving the Emperor Nova.
No, but it's a different kind of attack. Sure, the Emperor Nova has a lot of force, but it is an energy-based attack, whereas the drills were a physical piercing.
Yeah, he was just going through mentioning the feats in the chapter. Then there's the okay, in terms of movement speed, I do think he's faster or as fast as Garou because of the swipe he did. Chad Emperor was looking at him and talking to him, and without Chad Emperor noticing, he swiped his entire arm off to grab Waganma and then was standing back in front of him. So I think he had, and they were underwater. So the arguments that people used to make about how the ninjas were being impeded, and they were being impeded because of the water, they couldn't move as fast. So was Child Emperor, and so was Brilliance Mode Phoenix Man. They were all being impeded by the same force. So that just goes to show that he's even faster than that. The links in the for the people if you want to check out the scene.
You're gonna have to scroll up a lot though.
Then I don't know if you want to contest the durability of Brave Giant after the heat and before the heat, but he manages to rip apart the entire suit with just his claws. So it shows more so what couldn't happen before. Before the Phoenix feathers and kicks and all different kinds of attacks couldn't necessarily harm or break through the suit. Even the ninjas couldn't break through the suit, couldn't break through the armor. But Phoenix Man managed to rip it apart with his claws.
Yeah, Phoenix Man's. I mean, we don't really get any emphasis at all put on Brave Giant's armor changing due to any kind of heat. So I'm going to presume it's the exact same as it was as he fought first resurrected form. Brilliance Eagle's AP easily, no effort, no diff, rips the arm off, and he's just one-handing it like it's nothing.
He catches the beam chisel.
Well, does anyone think that Darkshine can beat Brilliant Eagle mode? Because I don't know if there's even a dispute going on.
I kind of do, but I'm not gonna get too.
I mean, if his attacks can tickle him, then that might work.
I want to
also
have a more in-depth discussion before we start saying this guy beats this guy.
Yeah, but who said the bazooka was stronger than the tackle? I thought I heard that.
I'm just asking for the consensus first, because I feel like people are trying to argue when nobody's trying to counter argue.
Are we all in agreement then that Phoenix Man wins?
Yeah.
I would say
in the Brilliance form.
Yes.
I still don't feel like he could. I don't know. I just don't feel like Phoenix Man could break Darkshine's defense. I mean, he could probably take he'd probably take Darkshine's attacks, but I still don't feel like he could break Darkshine's defense to even beat him. When you think about it, Garou didn't truly beat Darkshine. I mean, sure, yeah, he had him beat, but he broke Darkshine mentally. He broke him on like a mental level, like more of a pride thing. Darkshine was terrified.
Yeah, I think Phoenix Man can do the same.
Yeah, we that's the whole argument. I think you came in late, but we agreed in the beginning that, or at least to a point, that we think that the resurrections would be a demoralizing factor. So by him continuously resurrecting and becoming more monsters, we think that he could be frightened to an extent like that, demoralized. Even if that doesn't happen, or if it does happen, we're now arguing that Brave Giant is pretty durable, it's pretty strong, it's a fighter. Does him being able to rip apart Brave Giant, catch the beam chisel, rip apart the drill that turned into an entire arm, and the other myriad of feats like what else can we mention? And the things that we mentioned before about the catching the fist strike. Do those things not lend enough evidence to say that like Phoenix Man could start to deal some pretty effective damage? I'm in agreement that I don't think Phoenix Man in his brilliance form is just gonna knock out Darkseid with a single punch, but I think that we've seen more than enough to prove that like he's there. Like I don't see any other dragons.
Yeah, like
producing more force.
Even if he doesn't, he's gonna take him out eventually. There's really nothing Darkseid can do to Brilliant.
Unless you have a counter argument.
I think I'm pretty much in agreement. I don't think Brilliant Eagle mode is going to be like ripping Darkshine to shreds or anything, but he would definitely be enough to achieve a similar kind of pseudo victory that Garou had against Darkshine, where he just demoralizes him to the point where Darkshine can't fight back.
Well, then again, Darkshine, it's a different thing. Phoenix Man is most likely faster than Darkshine. That's obvious. But then again, he really got terrified because not only was he being overwhelmed by Garou, but it got to the point where he couldn't even touch Garou. So it's like that feeling of, and then he's like constantly thinking about, he's like, okay, so I might actually lose because so far he's in this just. He can't do anything. He's basically a statue at this point. I mean, all of his attempted strikes miss, except for the double bazooka and the redraw. But all of his attacks miss, and he's just constantly being overwhelmed. Garou's first attack, when he launches that double palm strike where he launches him through the wall, that basically causes him to cough up blood. So at that, the only way I see Phoenix Man really getting Darkshine to that state is if he managed to do something similar to what Garou did, as in, oh god, my mind.
Continue to keep fighting to the point that Darkshine can't really harm him, and it seems hopeless. Yeah, it's all right. So then, let's go ahead and let's give the scores then. Yeah, I think it's obvious. It has to be a 3-2, and I'm gonna give it to Phoenix.
I agree. 3-2 to Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's a 3-2 because I obviously don't think that Darkshine's ever shown anything similar to the Emperor Nova, unless you can prove me wrong. And Phoenix Man, his durability is just way too high if he can survive that. And then even if it's not, his constant resurrections are definitely gonna be putting Darkshine in the same mindset he was in when he fought Garou. Oh, I can't even beat this guy. It's the word defeat came up in my mind. I think that would definitely happen, and Darkshine would just give up. Though I do think it would be a tough fight though before he ends up giving up.
Yeah, I think if Darkshine had a very strong if he had the determination of Moomin Rider, it would be all of these fights would be a lot more challenging for the other opponent. But the fact that you can literally break him down on the inside by basically frightening him, basically sowing fear into him, that makes it all the more easier to actually beat him.
Sigmonx gave a score. Goose, Serbian, me. Loki, did you go?
No, not yet. I can go right now. Phoenix Man 3-2, simply because the only way to beat Phoenix Man is to rip off his costume, and I don't see Darkshine figuring that out enough time to do that. And even if Darkshine end up defeating Brilliant, what's it called, Brilliant Ego mode, he will just come back alive more powerful to a point where he can beat Darkshine.
Yeah. Tatsu, or I think he just left.
He probably couldn't stand our creditlessness.
High diff job. Who wins?
I guess Phoenix Man. I can't, like I said, if
this is your opinion, not what we said. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
This is your opinion, not what we said. Who do you think wins?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like I said, Darkshine would most likely lose due to the resurrections. If Darkshine had a stronger mindset, then I feel like he could do it. But due to him just giving up so easily once he gets, basically afraid, that's what really decides this fight.
Go ahead and drop the vote, please, Sigmox.
I'm sorry, where'd I go to do that? I was been scrolling up and for the people for a while now.
Go into the YouTube chat. Go to there's a text channel that says King Seal, and then click the newest video, and then sub it.
Okay. Confirm.
So that's him. Is that everybody? And Serbian went too, right? It's be 5 people.
1 second.
What?
15, yeah. All right, let's see what the chat's saying.
Okay.
Did you drop the vote now a long time ago, or? No, you didn't even drop it yet. Yeah, drop the vote now.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. 1 second, I just got here. I just got to the stream.
I'm talking to Sigmox.
Someone already said vote. One of the other YouTube mods.
I bet. Pinto said vote. Alright, so first we have Pig God 3-0. What the fuck? Or 5 I have to write that into. Damn it, One Nation. He almost got my ass. Alright, JR says Phoenix 3-0. And he said 3-0, bro. Like, it's a clap, bro. Dang. Okay. Danger Con.
He got 3-0 against who? Phoenix or Darkshine?
Wow. So he says Darkshine 3-0. Danger Con. Wow.
Damn, what?
That nigga's credulous. Pinto says Darkshine 3-0. That nigga's credulous too, bro. I didn't know the chat was gonna influence us this badly. Damn. 2 more. No, just 1 more Darkshine 3-0.
Someone said Darkshine 4-2.
I don't know who said that.
Phoenix Man 3-2.
Job.
What do you mean stop vote?
I mean, did everyone vote?
Oh, why did you put stop vote?
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Continue voting. Score's tied.
You better delete that, Pinto. Never mind.
Yeah.
Bruh, how is Darkshine 3-0? Like,
I don't know.
Now that I think about it, you think Pig God could actually just
Phoenix
eat Phoenix Man?
yeah, I mean, like the demon version. I think Pig God can actually win. Like,
Are you asking
the
if he has ability or if Phoenix Man was let him?
What?
Like, if he fought him, would he be able to do that, or could he just do it at all? Is that like which one are you asking?
Yeah, which one?
It's not like if he fought him, like would he just be able to like eat Pig God if he managed to grab him?
If he fought him, he wouldn't do it. But if Phoenix Man just said, "Yeah, go ahead, eat me," then I mean, sure.
I mean, if he fights against the demon Phoenix Man first, like, I think he wins. Like, I don't think he can resurrect from that.
3-0 Phoenix.
You can't. We can't resurrect whatever is inside of Pig God's stomach.
Yeah, 2-2 compensatory.
To be honest, I would be quite happy to have this a draw between Darkshine and Phoenix Man, but I don't know if that's possible. with the way that the tournament works.
I think that'd be a steal. We already proven that Phoenix Man beats him. These
But I
niggas
mean,
is creditless. They like
we've
Darkseid.
we've also said the only reason he beats him is probably because of Darkshine's psychology, his weak mental state.
Yeah, like
I
he
mean,
doesn't.
that's still an aspect, right? Like that's like one of the most important things. Like, for example, someone like Garou, like a lot of the times he's the weaker one, but he always comes out on top just due to his mentality. He always wins fights
But,
And
but
adaptability.
it's not
Like,
the only
really
reason why he beats him. Like they haven't given a single answer for how Darkshine's going to produce an attack like the Nova. So Darkshine literally cannot kill. He cannot kill Brilliant Eagle Mode. But if somehow he managed to kill Brilliant Eagle Mode, what's going to happen? He's going to resurrect stronger. Like he's not going to somehow figure out the suit. Like that's
100%.
There's actually no way for him to win. But like I said, like we're 27-27 right now.
I think the comments are on something, bro.
Yeah.
Like Puri, maybe Puri could win because he would tickle Phoenix Man.
Yeah,
so
and
he would
Darkshine
have to get out of
Furry, so I guess Darkshine claps. Yo, that's facts.
Why are so many people voting 3-0 Darkshine?
It's because they're biased. They're voting to get a vote in. They're like, that's what they're doing. They're voting to get that person to win, not
They're on some
the actual
some
fight.
third eye game type shit. They know what they're talking about.
They just really don't.
Maybe you shouldn't like put the voting on screen next time. So it's like they don't know until the end because like you would like change the score after everyone is voting.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so they can't see
So
the score.
so you can like put it somewhere else, right? So they don't see it, and then later on, you go and like input the full score. Like don't.
Okay.
They're putting some reasonings though.
Are any of those reasons explaining how Darkshine's going to produce an attack like the Nova?
No, they're saying he went a different way.
You start off in Dopey Bird form, JR. I said that 15 times, man. Dopey Bird form.
Yeah. That's why they're saying Darkshine 3-0 because of that Dopey Bird form, and I agree with them.
Okay, that's dumb. The story already proved that that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Well, I mean we're not.
It could
This is what they're saying.
It's a stupid match.
Wait, how what work?
If you punch or blow him up or do whatever you do, he's gonna come back. We saw him come back from several different ways. A punch where he got slammed through the ground for several floors, and then he just fucking came back from life. He got cut up to smithereens, and he came back from life, man. Like,
Did any of these attacks disintegrate his entire body?
is that what the suit said it did?
Not to mention the system that Giro has talked about. You know, basically the way they created Orochi through basically him overcoming death over and over again, and that's basically what Garou did after getting sliced up by Royal Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll change your vote? Okay, bet, JR. I got you right now. The first occasion Child Emperor killed Phoenix Man, he used a bunch of appendages that were knives and like a bunch of other stuff like that. He got cut in half. Cut to pieces of smithereens. Then we see him get hit with a big explosive beam attack with the Nova, and before that, he got stomped through with a giant fist strike over boosters. Narratively, that's Murata showing you the different ways of killing the character. It's the same thing with Black Sperm. Like, Black Sperm literally verbally said that you can tear him, squish him, punch him, do all kinds of things, cut him, and he'll come back from it. This was Murata showing us all those things instead of him just telling us. That's why I make that argument, and that's why it's still consistent even when the suit came off at the end. Because you have to deal damage to the individual, and as long as the suit's there, he's going to keep resurrecting no matter what kind of damage you do to him. That's why whenever he ripped the suit off, he's going to deal damage to him directly. It was different than that. He wasn't hurting the suit. He wasn't killing him directly with that. It was just going at the chest. So by blowing apart Phoenix Man with a single punch and disintegrating him like that, you're doing that to the suit while he's in it. He's still in the suit, intact with the suit. The suit didn't disintegrate before he did. They were doing it together. That's the whole point of it. That as long as he's in the suit, as long as the suit's intact with him, he's gonna keep coming back. That's why it took Child Emperor that entire emphasis. That's why it was that character narratively. That's the entire, like, if you're looking for a meaning for certain things in stories or in mangas, that was the meaning of that. That being boneheaded and not thinking about what you're doing doesn't work. You're just going to get yourself into more problems. That's why by thinking, being proactive, and solving the solution intuitively, Child Emperor was easily able to beat him. That's why it was so, like, it took all the air out of the scenario. The fact that he easily beat Phoenix Man by just tickling him and then stabbing him in the chest, while he just finished bringing out a big-ass robot, blasting holes in cities, like, doing all kinds of craziness, and none of it worked. But just simply tickling him, thinking about what was going on, that solved the issue. That's why I say that by punching Dopey Bird with overwhelming force, it's not going to kill him, because that's what Child Emperor did. He used overwhelming force to kill him. So that's my argument, if that's enough to change your vote, JR.
Can we get a rip in chat for City Z?
Where does this come from?
City Z can't catch a break.
No, they out here arguing. That's what's up. Man, why are they talking about Marvel?
Like even if Darshan just stomps the fucking the demon level Phoenix Man, like, you still have to take into account all of the other things, and it can't be like 3-0 still. Like, even if he kills it, then, like, he has other forms. It has to be like at least like 3-2 or 3-1.
The fact that he keeps coming back makes it that difficult. That's the entire, like, I don't get it. Like, that's why I said, like, it's clearly biased. Like, it's clearly biased. You think you're saying 3-0 to get the score out.
I'd argue the opposite, to be honest. I think you're the one being biased. If not, both people or both parties are biased.
Well, the fact that Phoenix Man keep coming back, there's no way Darkshine can 3-0 him.
Literally no way Darkseid can 3-0 him. Fuck that, I'm not doing that. None of the other matchups are bad like that. What is it, 30-27? Hold on. None of the other scores are none of the other matchups are bad like that, or skewed, or just wrong like that. I don't feel like fucking moving forward bad people that are not strong enough actually because of bad arguments and shit. Like,
that's just your opinion that they're bad arguments.
How is it my opinion when all of you here agree? The people who are making the arguments all made arguments agreeing that Brilliance Mode, if not more so, can beat Darkseid.
I said at the beginning
the irony in that
we're pretending the entire time that the first version doesn't get literally killed and done. Like I already said, like I already think that Dopey Bird Phoenix Man is getting completely disintegrated and he's dead. But I'll just pretend that he doesn't, and then if he doesn't, then Brilliant Eagle would beat him. But I don't think that's happening.
Okay,
yeah,
hold on. Let me make this clear for everybody, because this is starting to piss me off. Darkshine did not disintegrate Bug God. His legs are still there. His legs are right there in the picture.
You all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You niggas don't even know what disintegrate means.
What?
I mean, no one's arguing that Darkshine doesn't 3-0 Bird Brain form Phoenix Man. That's
well, the argument is whether that would actually just permanently
the whole
kill him.
Fight.
I don't know that dumbass one punch logic, bro. I swear to God, bro, like half of y'all niggas are in the one punch community. Y'all can't tell me these arguments aren't fucking like ridiculous, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, the author literally drew somebody who's as strong, if not stronger than Darkshine, struggling to kill him in a bunch of different methods. But Darkshine could just beat him with one punch in that form because he's just strong. With a picture that didn't even do what you guys are saying that he did. I'm not going with this vote. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that shit. That's fucking dumb. None of the other matchups have we had false. Have we had false results? None of the other ones. Oh, if it's biased, explain to me. Explain to me how Dopey Bird loses.
Tournament of Power just because you don't like to vote.
What was that, sir?
He still got obliterated. Like,
Did you not?
Sure, his legs were left, but his whole upper half still got obliterated by that punch.
Can you let Tori talk?
No, I'm just asking about what you. Are you serious about what you just said? Because you made that rule when we began the Tournament of Power based off of the fact that certain people within the VC didn't agree with your vote. So you would allow the viewers to have their chance to enter the vote despite what they say, even though the majority of them didn't give justifications for their opinion. That's weighted the vote in your favor. Now it's the other way around. Right? It's not light anymore.
That's well, I'm saying that's why we still counted them, right? It's not we didn't count.
No, that's why I asked, were you serious about what you just said? Because it sounded like you were serious.
That there's bias here and that this is stupidity and that these arguments are bad?
That you're not going to go through with that voting way. That's why I asked.
Here we go.
Oh, 100%. Or 99%. I'm almost not going to do it. 100%, bro. It's clear. None of the other situations where we did a vote in the chat had a clear bias. Everybody, I didn't point it out. Tatsu, I didn't say it. They said it. The people in this chat said it. Why are they all voting 3-0? It was said 3 or 4 times. Why are they all voting 3-0? We just went through a scenario where that shouldn't happen that way. And now they want to justify it by saying that, oh, he would just blow him up with one punch in the first thing and he can't regenerate. That's clear bias.
That didn't happen with Garou versus Black Sperm when literally everybody was saying 3-0 with no justification? Question mark?
Did we give 3-0 to that with Garou versus Black Firm? We didn't do that.
Bro, like
you didn't give them 3-0. I'm not saying you didn't give them 3-0, but I'm saying it was
the Black Sperm Garou fight was not ended with a 3-0.
I actually agree with it because of the fact that people in the chat were having their way with what they desired.
Yes, and we continue to talk about it. Every single time where I don't agree with the decision, we continue to talk about it. I've never just yielded the conversation.
Through with the chat and then go based off of what they do in comparison to what we have with
sure
here.
Yes, and like I said, in no other scenario was there clear bias like this, and I didn't point out the clear bias.
Just stop.
The people here
not
did.
Going anywhere. Just stop.
Are you sure?
100%, man.
There wasn't any bias that got in the way of the actual matchup.
I said clear bias, sir. I said clear bias.
There wasn't. Is that what you said?
Please show the clear bias in that scenario compared to here.
In Garou, where they gave 3-0s based off of the fact that she couldn't supposedly kill him, even though they were ways given. What are you talking about?
To kill Black Sperm?
Yes.
Hey Tatsu, how do you kill Black Sperm? Don't answer that question.
Disintegration.
I mean, I literally gave like 3 reasons and 3 methods within the confines of that argument. And the entire chat still went with 3-0 because they just thought he couldn't be killed. Right?
So,
no justification. No way of refuting the point, but that's just what we go by, right?
Who ended the argument, though? Is it my fault that you stopped fighting? I didn't tell you to stop fighting.
Say, repeat that again.
I didn't tell you to stop arguing for that point. You're the one who yielded it.
No, but I'm saying, but we abided by what the chat did, and now that we're doing that here, you're not willing to go through with it because of the bias not being in your favor. What?
No, just like I just clarified, again, there's clear bias in the chat. And like I said, I've never yielded an argument, so I will not start now. I don't agree with that viewpoint because it's not supported in the manga. And there are no arguments to even give the original method we were arguing about just brute force. There is no way that Darkshine can beat Phoenix now with brute force. He can't reproduce a Nova attack. So what are we talking about here? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's clearly here from the manga.
Applied within the confines of the VC in the chat. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, yes. So prove the bias previously, and tell me how the bias is different from now.
You want to go by the definition of bias?
Sure.
Okay, hold up.
Literally, you cannot have a conversation. You can talk about Saitama or whatever. You will still be biased to some extent. This is like not purely objective.
Okay, so then why are we just halting
the manga panels?
The continuation
like,
of the Tournament of Power because of the
biased.
fact that the people are abiding bias with Darkshine? That's what I'm confused about. Like, why are we gonna move on with Darkshine taking the dub? Because clearly that's
both
what the chat
and
appears to think.
Me are biased. Like,
I heard nothing you just
No,
said.
the reason why we're not stopping or continuing is because I haven't yielded the argument. When I yield the argument, then we can count the score. But I'm not done.
We all put up some imaginary things of characters, like what we think they are. Like obviously we're gonna have different representations because we need to fill in the holes. Like, okay, Grim can say, for example, oh, the punch hit like hundreds of floors, the fucking giant fish strike. But it's like we see that? But it's like it's still true to him. Like we all fill in the hole. You can't be purely objective and calculate stuff. If you do calculate stuff, it's just gonna end you with, I don't know, stupid and different calculation every panel. Like
it doesn't have to lead to that, because in the story we saw how they killed Phoenix Man, and Darkseid didn't do that. So don't tell me that Darkseid's gonna beat him with a low diff when he didn't do that. And I know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna get even more belligerent with it. If you don't kill Phoenix Man in the way that Child Emperor did it, you're not killing Phoenix Man. So I'm actually voting a 3-0 for Brilliant Eagle, period. Darkseid gets bodied. It doesn't matter if it takes a day or a week. There's nothing that Darkseid can do to beat Phoenix Man. 100%. Even if Darkseid took a match, no. Even if Darkseid took a pool of lava and dipped Dopey Bird in there, he would wake up because he did not rip the suit and then stab him in the chest. That's how you kill Phoenix Man. And no other character's like that, because no other character has a murder specification. You can kill Garou however you want, but not Phoenix Man. Because in One Punch Man, the author said that there's a specification on how you kill him. And that specification involves removing the suit. I don't care if y'all want to pretend that a punch is enough to disintegrate the suit or do whatever you want to it. That's not enough to kill him, because Murata and One said it and showed it. That's why I'm not yielding the argument. That's why we can be here for hours. Everybody can leave the VC. We can have 0 viewers. I will not yield the vote. That shit's dumb. You don't have an argument.
Did you add your own vote to the pool?
I added it first, sir.
You added your own vote?
No doubt.
All right.
Grim,
How you doing, baby girl?
you need to drink water.
What these niggas need is to prove to me that Darkseid can rip the suit off and kill Phoenix Man.
It all just depends on whether on how much on the English. It all just depends on what you think of the resurrection mechanics when he kills Dopey Bird form. That's entirely what this vote depends on. If you're on the side where, yeah, he could probably get his entire upper half, Bug God style, disintegrated, but still have part of his body left and come back from it, then yeah, Phoenix Man takes it. But if you don't think that...
It's that the manga never says that. The manga never says if you remove all his body or disintegrate him that he dies. The manga never says that. You're all pretending. The manga never says that ever, or shows that. The manga not one time ever mentions that if you blow him apart or disintegrate him into nothing, that he will die. Not one time does it mention that. It says remove the suit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about anything else. You're pretending. It says remove the suit.
If you disintegrate him, how does he come back from nothing if the suit and him is just...
Because One said he comes back. Did you remove the suit?
I'm failing to put...
I'm done with the pretending in the fake shit now. So y'all want to pull this shit like this? 3 zeros? Alright, bet. Kill Phoenix Man how he was killed in the story. Nothing in the story says if you disintegrate him, he dies. And he has a specific death condition. He has specific death conditions. So prove that by matter of fact, no. Prove that if Atomic Samurai does the FAS on that nigga, that he will not die. That he will die. Prove that. Prove the FAS kills him. I'm on that shit now. Cause I'm tired of creditless headcanon bullshit. Y'all just want to pretend. Y'all call me biased? This is clear bias, bro. Y'all niggas have been sucking Darkshine since I joined this community, bitch. Since I joined the community, the sucking for Darkshine has been greater than even Flashy Flash. Niggas suck Darkshine more than Flashy Flash. And I'm not just gonna yield to that shit. This is senseless shit. I don't care,
Relax. Bro, I just came here, bro.
Time, you should leave. You shouldn't. You should just leave.
Do whatever you need to, T. You need to, bro. I'm not yielding the argument to dumb shit. Y'all have not made a single argument. How does Darkshine produce an attack like the Nova?
What's your argument?
What's up, bro?
I mean, the suit doesn't...
Were you serious about that FAS versus Phoenix Man debate?
Is it removed?
Nah.
Because, I mean, we can...
I still got
pissing, bro.
Also, who's
Hey,
taking a piss?
You know what? I'm gonna save y'all time. Y'all can call me whatever y'all want. Y'all can say whatever you want. You're not getting that vote. Phoenix Man's winning this round. Put money on that. What's up?
Also, why have we been comparing Bug God to Phoenix Man in his demon state? Because when you think about it, Bug God is far more durable.
Who did that?
That
I mean, that
changes
doesn't really.
trying to react.
That only helps. That only helps our argument.
What if like here's what would happen. Like Darkshade wouldn't go the same way towards Bug God, expecting that he's strong. What would happen is he would see Phoenix Man in the hallway, and he would be like, "Oh, it's another monster. Let me just run through." He would run through, cut Phoenix Man in half, and then Phoenix Man will resurrect after that. And that's what happened. Would he like go ahead and put effort into a punch? No, he wouldn't, because like he knows Bug God is durable. Let's go with that.
That's the second best argument on his side. The fact that he did that attack to a boosted up, stronged up Bug God. Whoever's echoing right now, it's the person whose mic's lighting up right now that isn't talking.
It's
job.
Yeah, my speaker's on. 1 second.
Like, for example, the same way Atomic went against G5, of course, he could cut the core, but he was just like, oh, I'm gonna just, like, cut him up a little bit, and then, like, he didn't do it, but if he put more force into it, obviously he would do it, but he just, like, okay, let me put just enough force so I kill him, you know, but he realized he was, he was a bit stronger than that, you know. Like, he would just walk past him, like, he would just walk, Darkshade would just walk past Phoenix Man, like, beat him up to death. Phoenix Man would die by that, but then he would just get up and resurrect. Like, he wouldn't just go ahead and punch him like with some force that he did to Bug God.
You know what could also happen? He does the exact same thing he did to Bug God to Phoenix Man, and then he'll resurrect. Prove it wrong.
I agree.
Prove it wrong. Because guess what? The panel show that. You're echoing again, bro.
Like,
how long?
You know,
how long?
He could die, right? Sure.
My nigga, this is the last matchup, bro. When this is done, we're leaving. You can go beat your meat. And oh shit, I gotta leave right now, bro. The park, nigga. All right, we have 5 minutes to end this bitch right now. Any arguments, bring them now, or Phoenix Man's winning. I don't give a fuck. I'll come whatever you want. And nigga, I'm paying everybody in the VC 1,000 Grimians right now. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's done. This shit's done. I'm not playing with this creditless ass fake shit. Use the panels. Stop pretending. Stop pretending.
Big God wins.
Let's use the panel where Bug God gets obliterated, right? And then we'll just, obviously Bug God's way stronger than Birdbrain Phoenix Man, so Birdbrain Phoenix Man will also get his entire body disintegrated. And we have never seen Phoenix Man resurrect.
So you're pretending with that, huh? Right there. We have never seen, so I'm gonna pretend that kills him. Pretend there, strike one.
Okay. If you say otherwise, you're literally just using headcanon. Like,
no, I'm not using headcanon. No, I'm not. It is
Go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, it's just like we've never seen Atomic not cut something, so he can cut anything, including Saitama.
Whoa.
That's basically the argument you're using.
What? That's not the argument.
The same type of argument.
No, you're pulling some. No,
it's a
that's not the argument. That's
no limits fallacy.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I was gonna say. That's not the no limits fallacy. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I told you specifically what it is. In the story of One Punch Man, the author and the artist, Murata, have drawn panels depicting that Phoenix Man has death conditions. Meaning that if you do not kill him in a certain way, he happens to come back. Do you know the proof of this? Do you know the proof of this? He was cut. He was beat, pummeled, and even hit with a supernova and still came back every single time or tanked it. That's a declaration that you have a specific kill condition. That was the entire aspect and trope of the character. That you have to do something special to kill him. Don't tell me that by punching him hard as fucking disintegrating him, that's enough. The story specified that there's something specific. We're gonna go with what happened in the story. Not your pretending headcanon. Oh, because he couldn't do this, then it means that this has to be the case. Pretending, bitch. Fuck out of here.
Here's the thing, Rim. Like, to go with their argument, right? We never seen Child Emperor's attack completely destroy Phoenix Man's like suit. It only damaged it, right? So would the removing the suit count if the whole suit is destroyed? Like, would that work? Because we haven't seen the full suit be destroyed.
That's
Not
the
when
part
he
that I'm
turned
saying is
into Brilliant
headcanon.
Eagle.
I disagree.
If you want to believe that destroying the whole suit destroys it, fine. In your own whole headcanon, that could work fine, because I'm not going to interrupt or intervene into your own story reading. That's fine. But in a versus match, we're using panels in the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation is that he has specific death conditions. You can't tell me that any death or any way that you kill him is enough to kill him. That's not the case. We saw multiple different ways to kill him, and it didn't work. One of them even got stopped by his own power. So stop pretending that any way that you think of can kill him. Oh, let me dump him in lava, his entire body in lava, and he'll just die. No! It simply says separate him from the suit. Separate him from the suit. That's what they said. Stop telling me that if you just blow him up, oh, the suit's gone. It's separated. Suck my dick and read the manga.
I agree with Graham. No matter what you do to Phoenix Man, unless you rip off his costume, he coming back.
You can fuck his mama and he'll come back, bro.
Yeah, except your Saitama. Like Saitama wins.
And you know what? I'm not tyrannical enough to close this vote out, so I'm just leaving. I gotta go play soccer, nigga. We're leaving it right here, and round 1 won't be done until we come back next time. And we're taking 2 minutes next time to do it. See y'all boys next time, man. Yo!